This is WFO Radio.
Hey everybody, what's up, WFO Radio? It is time for Friday Cocktails and a very special edition of Friday Cocktails Wine Night. That's right. If you've been to the NHRA, you've enjoyed qualifying on Friday and Saturday. Of course, Sunday is final eliminations. But what you might not know is there's a lot of cool things that go down in the pits as the race teams unwind and prepare and get ready for what is to come on final eliminations. Great relationships, celebration of the sport of drag racing, and the great friendships that have occurred. And Rahn Tobler has invented a night, a theme, a day that has become something of legend in the sport of NHRA drag racing. He, along with his world champion driver Ron Capps, will be joining us here today. They are just seconds away, along with a rotating cast of guests that will pop in and out of the show. You guys out there on Facebook, we encourage you to start a watch party because I really don't know what's going to happen. And let's be straight. This could go totally off the rails. Like, I don't even know. What I do know is we're going to have four-time world champion Rahn Tobler. We're going to have champion Ron Capps. We're going to drink some vino, but you're invited to have a cocktail or a beverage or whatever you want. You could drink water. You can do whatever you want, but we are going to have a good time here on WFO Radio Podcast. Now, it is brought to you by some sponsors. These are people who have made it possible for me to do this. People like Total Seal Piston Rings, the leader in ring seal technology, TotalSeal.com. We do a special podcast for them. New episode, John Kazi is the guy, the expert telling us about ring seal and how important it is. Also, Magic Dry US, the official organic absorbent of the NHRA. Scott Palmer was on Friday Cocktails a couple weeks back and really helped us get the ball rolling to evolve to this wine night edition. Also, samtech.edu, the School of Automotive Machinists and Technology, the next generation of world champion crew chiefs. Where are they going to come from? Where are they going to come from? They're going to come from people who graduated from samtech.edu, I am sure. And of course, Frank Hawley's drag racing school, the Dragster Adventure. You can go on a ride with Frank and Lana Hawley, drive a dragster, compete against your friends. Why would you not want to do that as soon as we get back to reality? And of course, Marvin Rodak, Rodak's Coffee and Grills.com. Great friend of the show, roasting up coffee in Fort Worth, Texas. Hot sauces, spice rubs, barbecues, everything great. He's a hardcore drag racing fan, and he has been a huge supporter of WFO Radio. And there you have it. Now, before we go any further, let's get into it with the guest of honor. I've got the shirt rocking, the guest of honor, Mr. Rahn Tobler. Ron, welcome to WFO.
Thank you, Joe. It's great to be here. Get a little bit of a break from what us and everyone else in this country is going through. So it's a nice escape. I'm
glad you view it that way. We're going to have a conversation, and then it's just going to open up. And your kind invitation to me to join into the wine night. I was on the starting line somewhere. You're like, hey, do you drink wine? And I'm like, yeah. But honestly, it wasn't like a regular thing for me. It was a very occasional thing, but I was like, yeah, I'll drink some wine with Rahn Tobler. And who knew that you have created this whole thing that goes on at the NHRA with the community? Like, where did this start?
Well, it actually started back in 2010, 2011, when Tim and Kim Richards came in to run the Napa car before I took it over. They like wine, and so in the evenings we would get together, and I'd go to their trailer, or they'd come to mine, and we drink a little bit of wine, and that morphed into this thing that happens on Saturday nights. And kind of the cool thing about it is that you never know who's going to show up, or could be 4 people, could be 20, but it's a great camaraderie. It's a chance for all of us to get together and just spend time with each other, besides in the staging lanes or on the starting line. And it's just really morphed into a great fun thing.
It is. Now, let's get into it real quick. You recommended for me, I said, hey, Ron, a mid-range bottle of wine. And so you recommended for me this conundrum.
Yes.
And I've had it before. Why did you recommend this wine? And what are you drinking? And what are going to be the beverages we enjoy here today, and why?
Well, I recommended that wine because some of the better wines that we've ever drank are called Camus. And the conundrum is actually what we call a Camus knockoff. It's made by the Wagner family, and it's an extremely reasonably priced bottle of wine, and probably has 2/3 to 3/4 of the taste of a true Caymus at about 1/3 of a price. So it's a really nice wine. That's why I recommended it.
You picked a great wine for me. Now, it does have a cap, like a twist off cap, which threw me off for a loop a little bit. I was like, no cork, man. What's up with this? But, at $22, it's right in the range.
Well, they do that on some of their other wines, like Meiomi and things like that, which is also a Wagner wine. They have screw offs, and I think they're trying to save the cork trees, because there's not an unlimited resource there. And I think you're going to see a lot of wines come out with those.
Well, I like that. It's a sustainability. And so before we go any further, let's bring in your driver, get him on here as well, Mr. Ron Capps. Ron, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm great. Now we're about to consume our first beverage here. Are you going to join us? I have got my conundrum. Ron, what have you got? Tobler, what do you got? You got...
I have
be good, whatever he
bottle called Prisoner, which is a favorite of ours. It was introduced to me by one of our good friends, Sean Kimball from USA Compression.
Yes.
And a very, very reasonably priced good wine as well.
Excellent. All right. Well, gentlemen, here's to a great wine afternoon, virtually. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks so much. I love that. Now, the conundrum is really, really good. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to have rotation of guests. And I invited a lot of people, but who knows who's going to show up, and maybe they'll all show up and it'll be a big mess like Project X. Or if you've seen the movie, you know that things go terribly wrong. Or maybe it'll be absolutely perfect. Now, I can see who the guests are. They're down there in the green room. You might be able to as well. I don't even know. You can't. Oh, good.
No.
You're good.
No.
Good. For our guests who are already down there in the green room, welcome. Thank you. Please enjoy. We just want to talk to Ron about a couple of things, actually drag racing, and kind of warm into it. Listeners are invited to post, like, for instance, Ice Cube comes to wine night. Tony. It does look like Ice Cube, right?
Well, or as we call him, Doughboy.
Doughboy. Yes. I even prepared a couple of things for you guys, like not exactly, but
because it's Friday. You ain't got no job.
I can't say the rest, but you know exactly what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of Todd Frazier, Todd, did he really shoot a 36? Tobler, you just shot the best round of your life. I want to take some credit for that.
Best 9 holes, that's for sure. I'm sure if I'd have gone on and played 18, I probably would have messed it all up. So I'm glad that I quit at 9.
There you go. Chuck is out there. Ron from Vegas. Ian Brainerd. Got Tom Lukens out there. Krista Baldwin out there. The Greekette. We got Gypsy. A whole bunch of
Gypsy.
Gypsy is out there. All right, so you can see those comments. It is all going on. But I did want to ask Ron Tobler about, to give the illusion of some seriousness with our interview here, and ask everybody to share and do watch party, retweet if you're out there on YouTube. Otherwise, click the bell. But your top 5 moments, Ron Tobler. Now, I know one of them has to be the champion with the gentleman to your left, our right, the 2016 Funny Car World Championship. Talk a little bit about that, and then add 4 more moments that are Tobler's top 5.
Well, yeah, the championship with Ron, we for so long wanted to give him that. We finished second in 2012 by, I think, 2 points, something like that. So it was especially important to us to give a driver that's so worthy of having that world championship title to be able to do that as a team. And that's what we did. And we had a great year, and it ended up working out in our favor. So that's certainly one of my top 5.
Do you remember that one, Caps?
Oh, yeah. Which one? I remember them both, but yeah. And he's right. When we were put together that season in Vegas, I was heartbroken because we lost Tim and Kim. The team swap, I was over in the motorhome area when Don called and said, here's what we're going to do. And so I was losing my guys I had for a long time. But when we made the swap, we went, I think, to the next race, Tobe. It was the 4-wide in Charlotte. Charlotte.
Yeah.
I think we were number 1 qualifier, set the track record, I think. Almost should have won the race. I think it put a hole out down there for some strange reason.
Yes,
it hadn't done that all weekend. So that was one that got away. Then we went to P, and we went 50-something runs without smoking the tires.
Yeah.
right?
And our first 6 races together, we went to 6 final rounds.
Yeah, right off
I
the
don't
bat.
remember how many of those we won, but we went to the first 6 final rounds together, which was.
And then we showed up at Englishtown and set the national record that held for 3 or 4 years.
Yes.
That 396 was unbelievable. I just remember going back to the hotel and just thinking, this is the funnest I've ever had in my life racing. I mean, it can't get any better. And so it's just, since then, we've racked up those gold things that are behind Tobler and Wally. And we've had a lot of fun on top of it.
How nice is his office, by the way? Okay, so the 2016.
That's his bedroom, by the way.
Yeah?
Yeah. And then see who's in the background there on the TV screen?
Conveniently.
Joe. Not this Joe.
Yeah,
our
different.
Joe.
Your Joe.
Oh, look what I got.
Oh, wow.
There it is.
You beat us. Yeah,
Well,
you beat us.
This is from Dave Valla, our friend at Chateau Montelaine. I don't want to rub it in. I'm not going to open it. The reason I have this is, and it's a big one, Tobe. It's a big bottle.
Is that the Davala?
I'm bringing it, and it's the next win we get. This is going to be our winner's circle.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Give me 4 other moments, and we'll start bringing the guests in.
Well, I think probably the best one day that I maybe ever really had was in Shirley at the World Finals in 1980 at Ontario Motor Speedway, which was the last race at Ontario Motor Speedway.
Look at that guy.
We went into that race with 4 cars that were in the hunt for the championship. And Jeb Allen was one of those. He DNQ'd. So that put us down to 3, us, Marvin Graham, and Gary Beck. We ended up, back in those days, number 1 ran number 9. We had some ignition issues throughout qualifying, and we had to run the number 1 qualifier, who was Marvin Graham. And that year in Ontario, the right lane, if you were in the right lane, you were done. So we had to race Marvin Graham. Not only was a championship contender, but our fierce rival. And we ended up getting around him. And then we got lane choice. And we parlayed that, the next 2 or 3 rounds into not only winning the race, but winning the championship. So that was a pretty special day.
The memory that you have is amazing. I've done some cool stuff, but I forgot it.
Well, actually,
my friends remind me about it.
I think Competition Plus had a thing about a little 5-minute video about the 1980 World Finals, I think a couple of weeks ago, and I watched it, and it rekindled all these memories for me. So the timing of it was perfect.
All right. Before we go to the next one, is because the wine night is usually like team debrief session that kind of like morphs into something else. So let's continue the team debrief session here as Dustin. What's up? D doesn't drink wine.
What up, D?
No. Drink wine.
No, we've tried for 2 years. It's not happening.
Come
wine
on.
and flip-flops, it's not happening.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, Tobler, continue. Dustin will monitor. Three more to go.
Well, then it would probably have to be my championship with Cruz, our championship. Dustin and I were together on that.
Yeah, look at that. There he is.
And
right there.
he is. And that was my first year in funny car. I was a lifelong dragster guy. And Cruz wanted to hire me towards the end of the 07 season. And I walked into this place and I knew none of these guys. And, we, over the winter between 07 and 08, we got to make some of the things like I wanted it. We worked together to figure out our maintenance and our procedures. And then we went on to win the championship that first year. So I can never appreciate Cruz enough for giving me that opportunity. I said, Cruz, I know nothing about funny cars. And he said, I know you can do this. And we did. And so that was pretty special.
Cruz told us about that yesterday. For those that don't know, on the WFO Facebook page, he was on just yesterday, and I asked him about that. And he gave the exact same story that you looked left. And he's like, I don't know anything about funny cars. And he was like, doesn't matter. And you guys went on to win the championship. And look at Dustin. He looks the same.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of great people in that picture.
Dustin, what do you remember that?
In 2008?
Yeah.
Oh, man. What a blur. Sometimes you don't know you're going through a great moment until you go through a great moment. Years later, winning the last 3 races, the shootout, it was phenomenal. It's something you dream of. You just don't know it's happening until here we are talking about it 12 years later. So it was – I didn't know any better then. I just building and working on the body, and everything worked out. And I appreciate it more now than I did then. And that set me up to appreciate our 2016 championship way more than my 2008. So yeah, it was just phenomenal time, I mean, I can't believe I'm a part of those years, and here I am.
There you are. All right, Tobler, 2 more.
Oh my God, 2 more. Well, I would have to say, oddly enough, the run with Tony Schumacher. I was with Doug Coletta, 2006 World Finals. Even though we came out on the wrong end of that, there were a lot of little numerical things that really enter into all that. And one of the things that I found fascinating is that 2.5 years earlier, in the spring of 2004 at Chicago, with Doug's car, we had ran 442 with a 0. Okay. And we ran like a 446 something. In those days, to set the record, you had to be within 1%. Okay, you had to have a backup.
Right.
Well, we were like 2,000ths too quick to have a 1% backup. So fast forward, pardon me?
You outran the backup.
We outran the backup, a good way of putting it. So fast forward 2.5 years later on that Sunday afternoon in Pomona, and we went out in the semifinals, and that was the last year before the start of the countdown. So this was a year-long tally. And, Tony came up there and ran, and I think he ran a 442 with a 3 or a 4. But then Sid Waterman brought all these numbers up to me at the PRI show a couple of months later about, do you realize that if you'd have just ran a little bit slower on the 442 with the 0 or a little bit quicker on the semifinals, the record would not have been there for Tony and Alan Johnson to take. So, it probably sounds weird to count one of those, but, people even talk about the run to this day. And to be involved with that and to be a part of that, whether we're on the losing end or not, I just thought it was something pretty special.
I agree. Drag racing history, big moment there. And you did what you could do. What are you going to do? It's a bummer. All right, one more moment. Tobler's top 5. We're setting up here for the future.
I would probably have to say the Indy, 1982 Indy. We ran Connie Collette in the final. Of course, everyone knows the story about all that with Shirley and Connie. Probably no bigger moment. One of my biggest moments in drag racing, to go up there in front of everyone and have to race him for that. But everyone rose to the occasion. And, I only hope that, one of these days that Dustin and I and the entire Napa team can deliver an Indy win to Ron.
Ron, I would imagine you would like that. That would be good.
Yeah. That would be awesome. It'll be a big party.
All right, let's open the doors. A couple more. Look who's joining us.
Sonny.
How about this guy down there? Oh, we can't hear you, Dickie. We can't hear you. Dickie Venables.
Come on, you're the IT guy.
How about now, Dickie? Yeah, no, we're trying to hear him. He's a little... Just disconnect those Bluetooth. Let's see what happens there. Yeah, no, guys, we'll let him figure it out for a second. But see, it's going to be a rotating cast of characters, people coming through. Okay, how about now, Dickie?
Wow.
You back? You guys have known each other. Well, Dickie's getting his audio figured out. And listen, you can't promise perfection out this. It's not about that. It's about everybody getting together. You and Dickie have known each other for a long time. Tell us about this picture.
Well, that's me on the first Stevens and Venables rear engine dragster. Dick Venables is Dickie's dad. That's who I started racing with in 1971. And that's a picture of me putting the cowl in the car, and that's a picture of Dickie in the background.
Dickie is the little kid in the background with the White Sox shirt. And let's see. There now, Dickie, are you back?
I'm trying it without the earbuds. Does that work?
There
It's
you
working
go.
great.
We got you.
Yeah.
You're working. You were too.
You're working.
Did you see this photograph of this little kid who he seems pretty cool, except for the White Sox part?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I've seen that. I've got it here myself.
And Tobler kind of has a side profile. Like if you look quick enough, he could be Brad Pitt. Look real quick.
Ooh.
Just like real quick, like Brad Pitt has Tobler. So you guys grew up together, and you're still racing together, and you still have had success together. That's got to be pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we never would have thought, 40 years ago or whatever it is now that we would still be racing and doing the same thing and working for the same team, but it's been a lot of fun, and just can't wait to get back to it.
Well, exactly. Home projects taking over. Tobler just had his best round of golf ever. Caps, what are you doing with this time other than iRacing? You're like an iRacing monster. You're iRacing everything.
Yeah, been busy with that. Doing a lot of stuff for Napa and some of our sponsors. They're essential, of course, through all this. And so the cool part is I've been able to help some of these auto care centers and store owners and jobbers across the country doing videos for Facebook pages and things for them to be able to take that and send it out to their local customers and let them know that what specials they may have going on, if they need their car worked on, little things like that. And I always, I travel a lot, we all do, but I mean, I work a lot for Napa and I'm on the road a lot. And I always say, man, I need more time at home. I didn't need this much time, but it's been fun to get projects done around here and just work on the house that I just have never gotten to. So unfortunately, but fortunately, I've had time for that.
Exactly. And I think of how great you're going to feel. I hear Dickie's got a new shop going, and Tobler organized his trophy case, obviously. Very, very national dragster cover, but we're all getting this opportunity to get all of our, BS stuff out the way. So when we get to go back racing, clear our minds, right? Focus on racing and having fun.
Yeah, and go and get to this place, hopefully, next.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It would be very nice. And all right, let's add to the show. And some guests are going to kind of come in and come out. Let's see. I believe from Olathe, Kansas. Oh, look at that. No, we got a what is that?
Hi.
I don't know. What am I looking at though? What is that? You've got like some sort of filter over you. It's like Reveal the Masked Singer or something. The mask. Boom.
Oh. Surprise.
Hi, guys.
What's up, Megan?
Not much. I was supposed to be here with my dad, but he didn't show up for work today. So it's just me.
Oh, well, good for him.
Talk and say.
You guys had a bit of spill. You guys all right? Like, I mean, obviously you look all right, but what that was bad news. What happened?
The accident, are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was crazy. So we were on our way to the airport to go to PRI show, and there was a semi that had pulled off onto the shoulder, but he was on the left lane, and his trailer was still sticking out into the lane, and a van, we're assuming that he was distracted because he did not slow down or swerve out of the way or anything. He ran into the back of the semi, went airborne, and landed on top of the hood of my car.
Wow.
And it was just crazy. Yeah.
That is horrible.
So yeah, but thankfully we're okay. My dad just had a little bit of scratches. I had a sprained arm, my neck, ankle, all that stuff. But I went to PT, did everything for a couple months, and I'm healthy, good to go, ready to get back in the car soon.
So that is great news. I remember seeing that, and it was horrific. And but you look like corrugated aluminum. I don't know why. Kind of that wavy stuff. I'm going to bounce you out of the stream, and we'll try to figure it out. The racing community. Now, everybody wants to go back racing, right? But the Gator Nationals, 5th through 7th, that was the target. That's the target, and we want to be there. Everybody's opening up, though, it seems like. So, I'm cautiously watching. That's my strategy. That's why.
Up to your governor, Joe.
What's that?
It's up to your governor down there. So
I
get
know.
it done.
No, DeSantis. Look at it this way: if by having him there, the likelihood is as high as is possible. Put it that way, because he is an open up kind of guy, and North Florida is less populated than South Florida, because it all has to do with population density, really. Like the more people, the more chance. Less people, less chance. I'm eager to see how it all goes, and one way or another, just ride it out. We'll be back at some point, though.
Hopefully sooner than later.
What do you miss the most, Tobler? Like, take us through this experience of Saturday night, wind down, letting the racing go, and moving into a more of a social situation. Like it seems like it's a therapy almost. Like, you know, Venables comes through, Dustin hangs for a while, then busts out. Caps is there for a while, but it seems like it's not just a fun time. Like, it's a kind of a process. You did this through the championship. I was surprised. You guys running for a championship. It's like, I questioned you. You may recall, like, are you sure? And you're like, dude, old pros, man, we do this. This is what we do. and I was surprised, but it worked, and it has worked. So what's the magic there?
Well, I think the magic is still just the camaraderie, and we're all out there racing each other, and we want to rip our opponents' throats out. But then you have a Saturday night or something where your friends and your competitors come over, and we put all that aside, and we kind of listen to some good hip hop music, and like you said, it's just a social thing, and it's something that I really look forward to, and that's one of the things that I miss about not being around the group of people, and working with my guys every day in the shop and all that. It's tough. I mean, because they're like family, and we're together so much that it's been really hard not to be around them, and we don't race over the winter, but we're still in the shop almost every day working. So the separation has been really, really hard.
I can imagine. Now, one thing that it's not a real one night per se, because we don't have the music blaring, and that's the thing. And of course, we're limited by licensing and broadcasting, but I can do a couple of seconds. That's all I can do.
There we go.
And that's it.
Oh,
yeah, it's great. It's great. We're on the net. It's great. So I got a couple,
Oh, yeah.
You're such a West Coast guy. Like, a lot of people are surprised about that you're West Coast hip hop.
Well, maybe because I went to school from kindergarten through 10th grade in Inglewood. So I guess it was bred into me in my early years.
There you go. Dickie is like working on stuff down there. All right, we're going to bring in our next guest. Look who it is.
Hi, guys.
Oh, hey, Suze.
Great
Can you hear me?
Checking in.
We can hear you.
We got you.
We hear you.
So I got my Camus.
Oh, real Camus.
Oh,
look at
And
that.
I got the bull.
And the stag.
ready.
Oh, the bull.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that's a bull.
Is there an award for best wine or something? Like, I don't
No, that
know.
wins.
There usually
No,
is.
as of right now, that wins. Yeah,
Well, that's when we all went together. Gosh, was that a couple years ago?
It was.
That was awesome. And that's my glass from it, too. It even says Conundrum on there for you, Joe.
Thank you very much. Susie.
So
And
Scotty wanted to come and say hi to everybody, but he's an essential worker.
oh, really?
So he's working. Yeah.
He's changing tires. He's mounting tires and
Yes,
wheel weights.
he's
been
always
very
working.
busy. Yes,
got
he is. That's true.
I got it.
Yep.
All right. I think it's great, and we're just going to keep on trucking here. The music
you got?
is the thing. What is the world record, Rahn Tobler? And Caps, you can get in on this because I know you were there for wine night attendance. What's the
Caps?
Well,
record?
old trailer or new trailer?
Oh, see, that's the thing, the new trailer. I thought about that. Like, did Tobler take down the old trailer so he could increase the wine night capacity?
Well, the old trailer was tied a couple times. What was it?
22.
23. I thought it was 23. No?
That's with the bathroom door open and Dustin and everybody squeezed in. We did it to set the record. The ironic part is whenever I used to laugh at Tobler because end of the day, whenever we ran really good or number one qualifier or 4 really good laps, we only seemed to have about 4 or 5 people show up. And I go, when you're running good, they don't want to come over and see you. Like they don't want to hear about it. They're working on the race cars. But yeah, there was a couple times it was so packed. And Joe, I'm sure you were in there one of those. Everybody on here was probably one time or another. But it's to the point where it just all these conversations are going on. People are talking about what happened during the weekend. They're debriefing on what they're doing. And the music's going and every song is good. And Tobler's got his mix going on. And it's fun. So, yeah, I'd have to say 22 or 23. Suze might be right. There might have been a 23 in there, but a lot of fun. No slide out. A lot of these crew chiefs have new trailers with the slide outs. We've got the old school trailer that I had with Ed the Ace McCullough from back in the day. Don just won't give us a slide out, although we may have one coming now that we burn the other trailer down.
Yes.
But it's always small group, but fun.
Susie,
Go ahead,
you've been there for the record. Now that's like not social distance, right? Like that.
No, oh gosh,
No.
no, no.
That
We
might
would
be a
all
problem.
infected.
There might be a lot of masks, and
Yeah,
I don't know
oh my
if
gosh.
we 6 foot social distance. I'm going to say what, D? Maybe 5, 6 people at the most.
At the most, yeah.
Yeah,
Just tell Don we need like a 12 slide out.
Yeah.
We need a big guy.
yeah. We may have to move it out into hospitality or
Yeah,
something.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you got another. Okay, we got another check in, everybody. We got another check in. Look who it is. Anna Vehicle. Amanda Busick from Fox.
I am
Busick.
not kidding. I was waiting to come in the show, and I don't have a wine glass with me because I'm driving and not
Right.
drinking.
You're
But
driving.
Straight Outta Compton was on the radio, and it went off. So I got your West Coast hip hop on in the car, Ron.
Thank you, Amanda.
It's a signal. It's a signal from the cosmic forces.
I will have to say, Suze, I'm with you. I think it was 23. I think the
It was
record
23.
Okay. Okay. We'll go
We've
with
got
that.
a selfie. One of us has a selfie on a phone somewhere. I think you were in it, Joe, aren't you?
Suze, we have a lot of selfies.
We do. That's true, don't we?
Yeah.
You're right.
I'm also gonna say I think that first weekend back when we're all together again, we're crushing that number.
Oh, for
We are,
sure.
because we do actually have a bigger lounge, so I think we could
Woo.
bump that up to 26, 27 pretty easily.
See, there's a racer mentality coming out in you, Ron.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
you want to beat
It's
the
all
record.
about the numbers. It's all about the numbers.
I like it. I like it. Wow, it is great. Is everybody good? Amanda, are you well? Like, you got me a little nervous.
Yeah, I am going down to check on a beach house for a friend. So I am. It's essential. So I have to go check the power and water and make sure everything's working.
Oh,
I like it.
That's what's happening.
Okay.
See if
for about a week or so, or yeah.
Right, yeah.
No, in fact, we can't even. Our beaches are closed. You can't sit on the beach or anything, but it's a nice weather weekend here in the Carolinas. So to be able to be outside and walk around and get some fresh air, very much needed.
Excellent. No, it is fantastic. This is the part that people don't see. You mentioned the camaraderie, Ron, and beyond racing, like the idea that you've worked with so many people. Susie, I'm going to bounce you out. You're going to stay in the green room. I'm going to bring in another guest who Ron has worked with. Like, we're looking up at him now. I just when he was like least ready, Mr. JC.
Mr. JC.
Hey, what's up, boys?
What up, dog?
Oh, just chilling.
Did you get down to the boat today?
No, just trying to get it ready so we can get it out there.
Okay. Well, I talked to JC this morning, and being the sly fox he is, he never mentioned any of this. So, you know.
Oh, good. Way to go, John. That's good. There are points there.
Looks like everybody's got hats on except for Joe.
I don't know. Why would I wear a hat?
Joe been getting a haircut?
I use so much gel. The longer it gets, even better. It's amazing. What about you? You take it off. Colin.
JC, what are you drinking?
Let's see what's under there.
I got some pessimist.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What you guys got?
One of our favorites. Whoop. Let me
There it is. You got to center
there
the
it
bottle.
is.
And I've got the
Prisoner.
Yeah.
Conundrum. Susie Polachek had Camus, of
She
course,
beat us all.
JC.
She
I
like
see.
Oh, yeah.
swung fences.
So far, she wins.
Yeah.
D, what are you drinking? That's the same every night, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah, I
Well,
got my
actually-
loading shirt on. I'm ready to go.
There you
Is
go.
the-
Yeah.
Is the lake even open?
My Wingo Brothers racing hat, sporting that. Cover up this mop I have. I mean, it's out of control.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah, right.
JC.
Floby.
Flo.
Well, I think we've had about half the people that have been involved with the record at Wine Night on this broadcast.
I know. And we can only have 6 at a
cool.
time. And so I'm going to rotate people in and out. It's unfortunate there's only 6 allowed at a time, but I'm going to rotate people in and out. Amanda, so you're going.
Lost audio.
You lost audio. Well, we still hear you, Caps.
No, that was JC.
The net or Jay, the net is imperfect creation. So, we just got to roll with it.
Oh, there I hear some people.
Any final thoughts that as you're driving along, Amanda?
I'm actually
I think you muted me. Oh, I saw that you muted me, but I'm unmuted now. Great.
You're unmuted.
Oh man, final thoughts. Gosh, I can't wait to be with you guys. I mean, this is as someone that never sits still, this is like my worst nightmare of sitting still. So,
yeah.
But we're one day closer. That's what I try to wake up and tell myself every day is like it's one day, one day, one day. So we'll get through this, and many wine nights are in our future.
Hopefully.
I hope
Yes.
so.
Yeah.
Excellent. Amanda, I'm going to remove you from the stream. Thank you so much.
Love y'all.
Thanks, Amanda.
She goes.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
She goes, Amanda Busick. How great was that? And, everybody in the comment section is saying like, oh, man, I can't wait. Gainesville. Oh, my gosh. March meet. Man, Gainesville. I can't wait. It was what a great start to the season, right? Like we were going. And
We were.
But JC, are you guys all ready to go? We had Tommy on a few weeks ago, and he says that you guys are ready, like, ready to head out whenever the call comes. John can't hear.
I think he lost his audio again.
Yeah, he can't hear me. I'm going to remove him from the stream. And
it's ironic that the two smartest IT guys, Dickie and John Collins, is that right?
Totally.
Go to.
Well, I can hear all you guys. I just can't hear Joe.
Oh, okay.
You can't hear me.
Joe, he can't hear you.
Yeah, you can't hear me. Okay, so Tobler, you got to
I hear everybody else.
interview JC.
So I'm
see
going to
his
interview
lips
JC.
move.
So
Yeah,
JC is the last winner of Funny Car, on the circuit at Phoenix. Beat us in the semifinals, and it was a great race, and both of our cars ran well. And all I really have to say is that we love the 5-disc.
Oh, there it is.
Absolutely. Especially now, the first race we go to is going to be nice and snotty, greasy.
We like those, John.
Yes.
We like those. Yeah.
We like them all if we just get to some.
Yes.
Right. Now, where's that five
I'm
disc?
actually double screening.
There. Look, JC. See the shirt?
Oh, there he is. Now we're in a time tunnel. There it is. Starting watch parties on Facebook. Everybody's doing it. The 5-disc crew. Now, John, obviously, like, I don't know if it's advantage, disadvantage, not an advantage, more data, like all of that. But we've heard Tobler's version of that story. Tell yours. Sticking with the 5-disc, it works clearly. Your thoughts on the methodology? Serious question all of a sudden. Boom, out of nowhere. And if you can't hear me, Tobler, you got to relay that.
Okay, John. He wants to know why do you stick with the 5-disc? What is it about that you like and are unwilling to waver from?
It was a really good relay.
Well, most every run I've ever made has been 5-disc. And of course, every car I've worked on has been 5-disc. And it's just have a lot of data and seem to run about as good as anybody else with it.
Yeah.
Plus, it's cheaper to run.
It is cheaper to run,
Yeah.
especially in this day and age. That's important.
Yeah.
How much? Like what kind of number? I mean, I know it's over the course of a year. So
it's one disc and one floater. So a disc is $125. I'd say it's about $150, $160 a run.
Okay, times X
So,
amount. That makes sense.
over 160 runs a year, you do the math.
Right. There it is. All right, we're going to add another guest. Adding another guest.
Oh,
Oh, what's up,
Hey, guys.
Krista?
The Freakette.
how's it going?
Do what?
How's it going?
It's going well. How are you doing?
Good. I got my drink.
Good.
It's not wine, but
I know.
I got my drink.
Okay.
What's the beverage?
It's called a water moccasin. So it's Crown with peach schnapps and pineapple, and it tastes like you're on an island.
Tastes like you're on an island.
Wow.
That's fantastic. Well, let's do a little toast to Wine Night, Tobler, and good luck to everyone, and may we all get back. If not the last toast we'll do.
No.
Toast.
Go.
Well, Dee's coming over tomorrow, and we're going to social distance out on my back deck, and we're going to watch all the golfers go by.
Yes.
So we're gonna have a good time tomorrow. It's gonna be nice, 80 degrees, sunshine.
Yeah, I'm excited for it to be 80 in Indy.
Yeah,
I'm super excited.
Well, it's funny how your temperature thresholds change. Like when I went to play golf this morning, it was 50 degrees, but the sun was out. So of course I still had my shorts on, and it didn't seem to be all that bad. As long as the sun's shining, then it's all good. Especially here when you deal with the weather like we have here.
Yes.
Means nothing to me.
Yeah. Sorry.
Means nothing to Cap. It's like California.
His biggest problem, Cap's biggest problem, is that they're throwing everybody off the beach down there.
Yeah. Although, remember I told you yesterday on the phone, the governor, he was going to throw all the beaches, everybody off, close them. He came on yesterday, of course. I'm sure you saw it. He kicked everybody off at Newport and Orange County that packed the place, Huntington Beach. And then he praised the San Diegans for being good about what we did social distancing at the beaches here. So, pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we got our beaches back for now.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, as long as we stay separated. In fact, the girls went last night and they have that tide going on where it's all blue. I forget what you call it. Pretty incredible.
Bioluminescent or something.
Yeah,
like that.
and it's pretty wild. So Taylor went down last night with some friends and sent us a video back. So anyway.
Wow.
That's been the hardest part. One of the hardest parts for me as the South Florida guy, Fort Lauderdale Beach. Cap, you were down here. You did your cruise with Caps. You guys came through Super Bowl. Not having access to the beach right now. We will. That's right, Todd. You can move here anytime, brother. Anytime. You can move here. I got a realtor. I will hook you up. Set you up great. You know, the condo king of South Florida. You're going to be great. But not being able to go there, it's not an option to go to the beach. I don't have like a pool or anything, and so it's like, you can't go. And
really? No pool? Oh, wait. Let me get the violin out here.
I can hear him complain about that.
Yeah.
No
That's
pool.
why I'm doing this show, man. I'm hoping this launches my career to a point where I can buy a pool.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll see. We got to keep going. So, Krista, you got to be disappointed. You were going to run. Are we allowed to talk about that? You were going to do something Top Fuel this year.
I still might be able to do it, but it's definitely, derailed like everyone else. So hopefully I could still hit the gas pretty soon. I mean, even for the A-Fuel car, we're supposed to be able to test in a couple of weeks here in Indy. Hopefully, I mean, our governor just came out today and said we had to stay until May 11th, but hopefully it all works out. And I'm jonesing. Like, I haven't been in the car since Charlotte of the fall race last year. So I hope I remember everything, but I'm sure Caps, it's like riding a bike, right?
No. I'd like to say that, but you ought to see us when we're not in the car for a month or so. And we get this whole warm-up going on, right, Dustin? You can tell Tobler, he'll miss his thing that he does, and I always play off of what he does with the motor for what I'm doing. And if we get out of sequence and Dustin doesn't do, and it's like we shut it off, we all just start laughing at each other. It's like, okay, let's get it right next time. But
it's like deer in the headlights sometimes. I'm looking to him for guidance, and he's looking for me, and we're going, I don't know.
Oh no, me and Anthony definitely do the same thing. Like we definitely stare at each other, like, "What are you doing? No, wait, what are you doing? Wait, am I?"
What were we supposed to do next? Yeah.
But I don't know. Hopefully, I'm dying. That's for sure. Need some speed.
So let me ask you this, Krista: what Top Fuel car are you going to jump into?
I can't say that.
Oh,
That's part of the surprise.
Okay. All right. We'll just have to wait and see.
Definitely. I mean, obviously, all you guys in Indy will probably hear sooner rather than later.
Okay. Oh, so there's a hint right there.
Yeah. When can we expect the announcement? That's what I wanted.
I mean, there is hopefully whenever we get back racing and we're able to go to a test session, I'll be able to do it. So.
Is this out of a certain L-shaped building?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
I like this. Question. You don't have to confirm or deny. You just have to answer. Tobler's questions. You guys can all get in and ask questions, and we'll see if she cracks. Go.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know where to take it beyond that.
Oh man. No, I am literally the worst. So please don't crack me.
We won't crack you. Yeah, we don't want to blow your opportunities. So.
Yeah, don't spoil the surprise. Like
All
you
right.
guys are gonna have it's gonna be so much fun when it comes out. Like it's gonna be fun. Don't worry.
Hopefully, I can be there to see it.
Yes.
Absolutely. Like I said, hopefully in a few weeks we get to test in Indy. So of course you'll be here.
And to whoever it is. That's
whoever.
Really good decision, because I think Krista would be a great addition to the touring program. Like, I think there's a legacy. She gets it. I'm pitching you here, Krista, whoever's watching. So share this.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, it makes. Frazier says I should buy a boat. He says, well, I'm not buying a boat.
D, can you imagine Todd about right now this afternoon? I mean, where he's at right now, you think? Huh?
Who knows where he's at? He's on a boat somewhere.
No, we played golf together today, him and I.
Oh, yeah, he's back. Okay.
He's back.
All right,
yes,
good.
he's back. Yeah.
We need to go crash JC's boat is what we need to do.
I
Or
know.
jump on
He's
his
got
boat.
that nice brand new modern boat, my dream boat. Yeah, I know.
Really?
Yeah.
JC, you got Toby's dream boat. What is it?
It's just an old pontoon.
Oh, an old pontoon. No, mine's an old pontoon, JC. It's like saying we either got a Stratus or we got a 2019 Dodge Charger. I got a Stratus.
Yeah.
You got a 19 Charger.
Wow.
Yeah.
JC, where's the invite?
The invite, it's always open. Anybody can come.
Hey, that boat of his will hold 23 people.
What?
Maybe not legally,
We can
but
load
you
it
get
up.
23 people
That's
on
a
that
one
boat.
night record. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a one night record.
Yeah.
Huh.
It still
weird.
has an outboard engine on it, but it is a 250 horse V8
Yeah.
on the back of it.
Yeah.
It gets up and goes.
It
holds
does.
all those people around.
So obviously it's
Hopefully
not
we'll get
Eagle
visiting
Creek.
Bristol again.
No, he's not Eagle Creek.
Not Eagle Creek.
No. Feeling as good as you, Tobe. There was Todd right there.
Look at that.
Joe. Now, Joe, do you see yourself in the background on the TV screen?
Yeah. He's trying to kind of work on it. His
Wait,
left's not left and right, not right, everybody.
There. Who was that, Joe? Mr. Fireball.
There he is.
Shot.
Speaking of drag racing legacies. Well, no, it's been good. It's been good. Susie's still there. Susie's still in the green room. Waiting for Scotty to get back from being an essential worker. And Denise is down there. Sharon, who is a big fan at the races. Brian wants to ask serious questions, like any talk of running 1320 over 1,000 foot. I think that's dead. I don't know if that's true. I'm not saying anything official, but I feel like that's done.
If you want to go 1320, you go A-fuel racing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they took everybody's temperature and everybody said, nah. Caps, you're the guy. You got to be in there. What do you say?
No.
No, there it is.
No.
That's good.
I think that
Absolutely
the
not.
tracks, although we run on very safe, very good racetracks, but the speeds the cars are running, whether it's 1,000 foot or 1320, it's just not going to be safe. And I applauded them in 2008 when they did this, and for all those reasons, I just don't see how we could ever go back.
Right.
Yeah,
And have you not seen the racing the last 3 or 4 years? Anybody wants 1320? It's been the best side-by-side racing in pretty much every professional category for sure. You couldn't ask for closer racing than it is right now. So I'd leave it alone.
I agree. Joe says, get rid of my face behind you, Joe.
No, that's your face, Joe. It's up there.
Yeah. Yeah. I never really thought that we needed to go back to 1320. When they floated that, I thought it was, forgive the crassness, a bad idea. Like, why even bring it up, man? We have such a great thing going on. The racing is awesome. If you're worried about that extra, what are we talking about? 0.6 of a second or something?
Yeah.
That's a quarter mile away. Like, who cares?
About 73/100ths of a second it takes to get from the 1,000 foot to the 1320.
Not worth it. It's
No.
like cost benefit. It's not
No.
worth it. What it costs versus the benefit it gets, other than to say, Brian says fair enough, and they run 8 mile clocks in California, so that makes perfect sense. Why can't funny cars qualify with top fuel on Fridays and run against each other? Wow, that would be an old school thing. Kind of a bizarre question, but it's visually stimulating. Caps, you're doing that when you do the March meet, right? Like when anything just comes up against anything for time runs. Isn't that how it is?
Yeah, we had, what was that race called that we did, the showdown, I think, that we ran at Bristol.
No Bolt
a few
Showdown.
years. Yeah.
Weren't you in the
and-
final of that, Caps?
Weren't you in the final?
Yeah. That was a strange. I remember Al Hoffman. We got all funny car guys together, and he said, "All right, I'm going to go up there. I'm going to burp the throttle and try and throw off whoever he was racing," which he did. He actually whacked the throttle before we hit it, because the dragster guys, all they had to do was go off of our sound. If they went off of our sound, the delayed Christmas tree on the top fuel side would be a perfect light for those guys. And I'll never forget being at half track in the funny car, and all of a sudden you see this little tiny wheel out the side window, and you're not used to that in a funny car. It's usually a body and flames. And you're trucking down there, and you look out, and there's this little tiny wheel just going right past you. It was strange because we didn't do very well as far as the funny cars, but it was fun. Good for the fans.
Yeah,
I mean, that would be so
Wasn't
much
that
fun to watch again.
What's that, JC?
Wasn't it the MDMA car, Ron?
Are you talking to me? Which Ron?
Yeah, you got to call it by their last name.
Caps.
No, I think that that was Skull Car when we did that. I think Ace was crew chief. It was a Skull Car.
He was.
Copenhagen or Skull, one
I
of
was
those
on the
two. Yeah.
MDMA car in the other lane.
Oh yeah. Were you really? That was
Yeah.
a Joe Gibbs car.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was on with Corey.
Yeah.
That's how
I didn't know you were on that car.
In the drive-thru, because it was us and you racing in the final.
So you probably got that Wally right behind you somewhere, huh? How convenient that you brought that up.
John's got some
It's
wallies
there
back there.
somewhere.
He's got some
couple of them
wallies.
back there hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got a lot of Wallies with JC and Tobler together.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Yeah.
JC's trophy room
a lot
is
of fun.
really nice. Who doesn't have a Wally in the shot? Dustin's got a bar sign. So that's cool. Krista, you got one right there. Me and
Well, I didn't earn it though. That's not mine. But it doesn't count.
All right.
You'll get one, Krista.
I hope so.
I think you should jump in a funny car.
You know what?
Huh?
If Paul ever's like, you know what, Krista, I don't feel like testing this run. Why don't you jump in it?
Just
Sign me
take a
up.
hit. Oh my God.
I would.
Yeah. We'd be there to support you.
My grandpa
Yes.
will probably kill me, but it's fine.
Oh, really? The Greek is against funny cars? Is that what?
Well, he used to have a funny car back in the 70s, and he did it maybe 1 or 2 races, and he's like, no, this isn't for me. And then my dad actually ran a funny car too. He bought one of Gary Dencham's old cars, and the second race he went to, he burned it to the ground. So obviously we're not funny car people, but I would definitely try it.
Got it. Yeah. Well, you can't, got to get back on the horse.
Yeah.
One little raging inferno. All right. Let's see. Krista, I'm going to bounce you out for a second, but stick around. Look who.
Bye, Krista.
Look who has joined us.
Hey, everybody.
It's on break.
Oh, really?
Hey.
You just got off work?
My essential worker.
Just in time for Cayman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Way to rub it in his face and send him back to work.
Wait, yeah. Did she save you any, Scotty?
Barely.
Or is that her
Are
glass?
you shocked? That's hers.
Hey, you can't do that. You got to work.
He owns the company.
Oh, yeah. All right.
So, I mean, let me ask Scotty this.
Scotty,
Theoretically, what's the first race for a pro stock motorcycle?
Oh, God. 2021.
No, that's not the answer.
I hope Gainesville.
Okay, Gainesville. Okay, you guys are in on that.
Yeah.
Hope so.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
That's the plan. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really been talking to a lot of you racing folks, so I'm not sure what's happening.
Why are you not talking to us, racing folks? What's up with that?
I've been talking to working folks at the shop.
All right. That's good. So, Scott, what's business like out there? Like social distancing? Are you working with a mask? Are you behind plexiglass?
No, we're actually pretty lucky where we live because I mean we haven't had a case here in like 20 days, I think. So it's been really mild here, not too much going on, but the shop is just crazy busy. I think people are starting to forget about Corona and being at home and all that stuff because it's busy just like normal right now.
That is great. All right, Dustin, I'm going to bounce you out for a second. Stick around. We have some.
See you, Hero.
Be around. He's going
Bye, Hero.
And I got someone on there that I don't really know who it is. Look at that. It's Paul Lee.
Oh, you should have Krista on here.
Oh, okay, Jason.
You can bounce me out, put Krista back on.
Okay.
What's up, guys?
Hello, Paul.
Out.
Paul, now he's got the good wine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh? We'll see it.
Clos de Coton. It's a Clos de Coton Burgundy.
Oh, French.
Yes, of course.
Wow.
Fancy.
I heard this was wine night during the day, so I came prepared.
Paul.
What do you got there? A prisoner? I think I saw
prisoner.
Yeah, I thought I saw the label.
Yeah. I'm not quite like the Polacheks, because they're essential workers. They're still working, so we had to back ours off just a little bit.
Well, we're still working too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Paul, I'm working.
Is Krista
working? No, so we've been pretty lucky. Our shop's been open here and in Florida as well. So we've been steady and we've been actually killing it. We're pretty lucky that we're in the hobby business and people are working on their hot rods and cars. Hey, you guys would be working on it too if you could.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. I feel very lucky, that we haven't had to shut down at all and that we're busy, like it is. Because boy, man, it could be a whole lot worse because I know a lot of things are.
Yeah, it's been a upswing for us. I mean, gosh, like Paul said, we haven't missed a beat yet, so it's been busy.
So JC and Ron, you guys have some wine? What do you guys have there?
Caps.
I have
I got water.
I
do have some good wine bottles.
Seriously?
I got a race. I'm racing a rally race here that's streamed live, and it wouldn't
You
be
think
good
anybody's
if I'm
going to
drinking.
know? Or are you going to have to blow into something?
Oh, I'm sure a lot of them saw it. I'm sure they follow my social media. It wouldn't be good if I didn't start. Yeah, I don't want to end up like another driver ended up from my racing. So,
that wouldn't be good.
So it's water right now. I do have my wine night with Cap Sonoma glass, but it's water until my race is over. Then I'm going to catch up to you guys. But yeah, I got some good line. I just Chateau Montelena I brought just in case.
Yeah, see that, Suze?
There we go.
Hey, I almost grabbed one of those. I have like 3 bottles left.
The next win we get, I'm sure we'll have Paul and JC over, and we'll share that bottle.
Well, now
what do you
wait
got,
a minute, because now
JC?
you're insinuating that we're going to beat them.
No, they joined us anyway. This is what's cool about wine night. The same people come over when you win a race. You may not see certain people come over.
You're
Even
right.
when you beat somebody, these are the kind of guys. And same with us. We get beat by them. We have no problem going over and celebrating with them. In fact, jumping in the winner's circle with JC or Paul or whoever. And that's the great thing about drag racing. Scotty gets his first win. It's going to be a hell of a party, and I'm sure.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll be very well.
I have a question for Tobe. So in the first race back, are we allowed to do a half track burnout?
You're asking me?
Yeah, because I don't want to get.
By the way.
If I do a half track burnout, you're going to come over to my lounge and yell at me.
Well, it may not be me. It may be Jimmo if the thing.
Well, it
runs
would be
out
both
fuel
of you.
or
You're going to
something.
be at first, and then he's going to yell.
You could be. You
just
only
one
get,
run.
You only get so many runs, so we want to make sure that every run you make is a good quality run.
Okay. What about if you guys do the half track burnout with us?
Oh, okay.
Then
All right.
Then we have the same numbers. It's fine.
So are you seeing the message that just came on the screen?
Yeah.
Caps?
No.
Tobe, your wife just texted me and said, don't drink the whole bottle. Talking about me in here by myself. Okay. So that's really up to
She knows
Joe
better.
on how long this goes on.
She's knocking on the wall in the other room.
It could happen, right? She's knocking on the wall. Yeah.
Tell her to come over here.
Yes, it would be great. JC, I just bumped you out real quick because I had to get back in to do some management stuff.
Please.
Yeah. Listen, this goes as long as you want it to go. We've been going an hour, and that's it. I feel like, it's however long you choose. So, like, if you have a white flag over there, you could just wave it, and I will know that it is time. In the meantime, though, we're going to keep going. Now, what happens is we can only have 6 on at once. And so I'm going to bounce myself out and add someone new. Paul Lee, you're doing a great job of keeping things going, by the way. I think you should explain the relationship, because I don't think a lot of people understand what has happened with your car and the Napa team and how they're kind of like clones. Explain that. I'm going to bounce myself out. Someone new is going to come in. Here we go.
Yeah, well, we're lucky enough to with Don Schumacher Racing. Don's been great to me and to our guys. And when we first started to get back into the racing thing after my heart attack, went to Don and said, "Hey, we'll take care of everything. Whatever you want to get, whatever you need, we'll take care of it. I'll even rent you a spot in the shop." And to make it even better, he asked, like, who's Jimmo is going to be our crew chief, and he said, who in the shop do you think Jimmo would like to work with? And I said, well, I can only speak for Jimmo, but I'm almost certain he's going to say Rahn Tobler. So so okay. And then he let Ron and Tobler and his guys, and it just helped us put our car together and put the tune-up in, and right out of the box we're able to run with everyone. And I can't say how much we appreciate that, Tobe, and to Caps, and to letting your guys let your guys work on our car. So I'm just so real proud to be associated with you guys, and it's been worked out really well. I have the best car I've ever had in my life, and can't wait for the next race.
Well, the thing about it is, though, Paul, is it's you and your organization and your people that carry that on week after week. I mean, we can give you something, but if you don't, like Vegas, you guys were an 88, 331 twice on Friday. Outran us both runs. Now, we didn't get together and talk about that. That was your guys, Jimmo, Donnie, your people putting together and setting that car up. So we can give it to you, but we're going to rely on you to carry it on. And you guys have done a great job.
Well, I'm just so really proud to be associated with you two guys, Ron and John.
Brian.
What's up, Brian?
Loans. Oh my God.
How are you doing?
I think we set a record today. We've gone beyond 23 people, haven't we? Come on.
Yeah, I always wondered where the David Letterman microphone went when he retired.
There it is. There it is, right here.
Oh my God, Loans, with the headphones.
That thing is awesome.
The over ear.
So, Tobe, what was the record of your lounge? People in your lounge for wine night. What's the record?
20. Well, the consensus is 23.
And how many you've had on the show?
We've had a lot of people in and out.
Quite a few people.
Did it
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know if we're done yet, which I don't think, according to Joe, we are. But we still have some more to go. So I think we got to be getting close.
Yeah, he put me on the 5 o'clock shift, so I was very. There are no accidents. The wine night organization. Look at the Polacheks. Look at the Polacheks. The sun's out. It's beautiful. This is nice.
Yeah.
It's great. Good to see all you.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
Loans,
here.
this could go on for a day or two. I mean, who knows?
Oh, you ain't kidding.
Yeah.
You ain't kidding.
I might have to have Ellen get me another bottle of wine, but I'm sure she's down for that. Yeah.
Tobe, I feel so bad for you. Gosh,
I know.
another bottle
I
of
mean,
wine.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's still doing pretty good, so I'll be okay for a while.
Hey, Cap, have you gotten over Andretti like talking you up on the deal this week? How awesome is that?
That was a trip. The worst part is my brother is spotting for me, and he's in Vegas, and he's also got his phone on the actual live show on Fox Sports 1, and I'm trying to hold off whoever it was behind me, Bobby Labonte, and my brother is going, dude, don't look now, but the camera is on you on the TV show. And I'm like, why are you telling me that right now? And then he goes, and I think Mario Andretti's talking about you. And I'm like, shut up. Like, I was freaking out. So, yeah, I got off and watched the show with Shelly and the kids afterwards. And, God, that was cool to hear him tell his stories,
awesome.
but just to hear him talk about the drag racing was That was wild.
Yeah, so like behind the scenes, so Pete Richards, who works in our TV truck, is based in Charlotte with those guys. So he's like one of the guys that helps make that show, and I talk to him all the time. And I found like 2 weeks ago, I found there's actual video of him. He lands in a small plane on the racetrack, gets out, hugs this woman who's dressed up like she's dressed up as kind of like a let's call her a sexy colonial woman in 1968. Plants on her cheek, and there's all this video of him at Connecticut Dragway doing that. And so I talked to Pete about it, and then he was like, "Dude, Mario's going to be on the show." And so they prompted him with those questions, and it was killer to hear him tell the story. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
So Brian, what are you doing other than this?
Oh my God, man! I think I'm thankful to have the work, but we make all kinds of video for NHRA all week, and I do the NHRA podcast thing, and just bang shift and all my other normal stuff. Weirdly, like the internet is going great guns. So if you have anything to do with the internet these days, my God, it's busy. But no, it's cool. Like it's these type of things are awesome. Just being able to see you guys and then connect with some of the other guys I don't get to see as far as the TV crew and stuff like that. We try to get together, once a week or whatever. It's really good. But man, it's weird. I hope what they're planning comes to pass and we can get some race cars going down a racetrack at some point soon.
Yeah, I think we all agree.
I jump back on. Paul Lee, I took you out for a second, but I will put you back in that I just want to be on with Brian at the same time. It's like I heard what you said right there, and it's just we're all in a situation where nobody has ever been here before.
Correct.
And we're all dealing with this in a weird way, and we're trying to make the best of what we got. And I think we're doing all right. You're doing a great job with all the different NHRA content. What did you just do? You just finished up with Coletta Motorsports. What was it?
I did they do like a weekly Zoom hangout. I did exactly this, but with them. And I'm going to be honest with you, it was less fun. This is a lot.
Oh,
was Chad on there?
No, Chad was not.
No,
on
Chad.
That's
why. Well, no wonder it's not fun.
It was me and Luke and Elon and Kurt Elliott and Sean Langdon. A good group of people. But not this group of people.
Was this
I'm sorry. Who was the first one?
Luke Fath.
Okay.
We got Tommy D out there, guys.
Tommy D's on there.
Tommy D.
Yeah.
Mark Caruso says he's enjoying Camus. He's got a lot of Camus going on.
Yeah. So I mentioned the Mario Andretti with the sexy colonial woman.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. That's the photo.
Sexy
wow.
Right?
What year was that?
That is 1968. It was 2 days or 69 or something, right? Something like that. It was like 2 days before the Indy 500, though, right, Ron?
Yeah, I think you're right. Man.
And your nickname was Mario. Snake nicknamed you Mario because of that. Does Mario know that? Like, is that a known thing?
I don't know. I was ready to say that if they were going to interview me afterwards. Snake, he still today calls me Mario. And we went IROC testing. And from then on, he just started calling me Mario. But we got to go to Mario's house before it was finished. And I went with Snake, and I barely made it back to Maple Grove to just get in the car and make a qualifying run that day. But hanging out with Mario all day was one of those moments where I'll never forget. And so every time I see Snake, he's never called me Ron. He's like, "Hey, Mario, how you doing?" So it's kind of strange.
What better compliment could there possibly be for a race car driver?
No kidding.
Joe,
I agree.
Whose table did we eat at the Golden Steer last year, Joe?
Yeah, but also the Mario Andretti table, it was fantastic. It was one of the greatest and most unique meals I've ever had. And
there's a story here.
Oh, we got to hear it. Yeah.
No, you can't hear it. But no, there's no music. But we had a fantastic time. The steak was great. The Cherries Jubilee was fantastic. It was just mega. And unfortunately, we didn't get to go back this most recent time here in April. But I'm hoping for October.
Did you get super fast service?
Yes.
Because you were at the Andretti table.
Oh my goodness. Krista Baldwin, she knew it right. That's exactly what.
I want to know from the racer perspective what you guys all think about a 4-wide race being so late in the season and probably having some sort of major effect on the championship this year.
Caps.
I called Glenn Cromwell and I begged him to please make both those races qualify Friday, 4 wide on Saturday, and then we have our 4 wide nationals, and then 2 wide on Sunday. And that way we get both those races out of the way for fans that want to see both in Charlotte and in Vegas. So how cool would that be to qualify and then run an actual 4 wide and then actual run the 2 wide based off the qualifying, and just do that and be done with it and out of the way. So he said it's not out of the question, but I've always loved the 4 wide. It really heightens everything to the point where you'd think it'd be funny, but Tobler actually has to remind me what lane I'm in before I roll up the stage. Not that I've ever forgotten, but it's a nice thing to with all that's going on and the hecticness that's going on. I couldn't even imagine being a motorcycle rider or a pro stock driver where you've got to be up on the chip waiting for these other guys and girls to stage. But for us, I mean, you get hung out sometimes and somebody forgets what lane they're in, and you're out there with a pedal, and I'm on the radio screaming and yelling because I'm pissed off at who it is. And that could decide championships. You never know. So it's going to be interesting.
I'm going to bounce myself out with Paul Lee, and he's a driver. I want to get his opinion on.
Tobe, what do you think?
It's definitely a good idea to have somebody reminding you which lane you're in, because like you say, with everything that's going on, it's easy to forget, because depending on which lane you're in, you have to look at the other side of the tree from what you normally do. And and especially, in the pro stock stuff where you got to leave on the 2-step, if somebody's hanging you out, it's not like the fuel stuff where you can just mash the throttle when it's time to go. You got to be on the 2-step before you let the clutch fly. So
I'm surprised there's not more flights at the other end of the 4 wide. Seriously, we've had some. That's probably the most mad I've been. Right, Tobe? There's been times on the radio where I'm screaming and yelling and shut down. You're like, who was in lane 2 that took so long? Then you get out of the car down there, and there's been times where the person that was actually waiting is pissed off at whoever made them wait, and then you find out it was that person, and they're like, "Oh, it was me. I didn't realize that." So it gets crazy at the other end of the track. So there will be implications. But I think by then we're all going to be kind of caught up.
I kind of like that idea. I kind of like that idea, Ron.
Yeah.
I do too.
I mean, about the 4 wide qualifying and then race on Sunday. I like that. I haven't heard that yet, but I like that idea.
I neither. It's a great idea.
It's not really a problem for me because when you got a really good driver as a crew chief, then you don't worry about that stuff. And
Tobler, that's so
I'm
cute.
just saying.
I saw Jim Oliver almost commit a homicide on the starting line a couple years ago, and he screamed one of the funniest things I have ever heard in my whole life at a guy. And I will not give up the identity of the poor bastard that was driving this car. It is an infrequent top fuel racer, we'll say that. And this guy was out to lunch during a qualifying session. This is when Jim was still tuning on Dougie's car. And so it took a day and a half for everybody to stage. And Doug's car was really flying until it ran out of fuel and flew up in fashion. And Jim, the rods came out of Jim at the same time. Like, he lost his mind. So Jim is like randomly running around the starting line screaming to try to find somebody that works on this random person's car that had the big qualifying problem. And I'm not kidding you. He finds a kid who is probably at his first drag race and has the unfortunate honor of wearing this guy's T-shirt. Like, this kid clearly has nothing to do with the race car. And he gets about an inch from this kid's face. And he lets him know that his driver couldn't run a sharpened stick up his own.
Wow. Well, you know what? We need more information on this.
Yeah.
Come on.
I want to hear that later.
I will not identify the driver. He's a nice man. It just wasn't his particular day. He didn't have a kind crew chief reminding him what lane he was in.
Well, I'll tell you what, when we get together and have our first real wine night, then you can tell us all.
I will, without the internet present, hell yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, the 4 wide.
I
was excited to do the 4 wide this year because we were supposed to. Alcohol was going to be the first. This was our first time going 4 wide, and I was like, really? I didn't know how I was going to take it because between the A-fuel combination and the alcohol combination.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like you, Scotty, like trying to stage up.
Right.
I don't know how that was going to happen, but oh well. Hopefully, I'll figure out soon.
When you guys are staging A fuel and staging a blower car.
That's going to be real fun. That's going to be real fun.
Well, if you multiply it
I wanna
times
see
2, I
that.
mean, you already do that twice, right? Times
Mhm.
2, but then doing it times 4 might be a little different situation.
Yeah.
You let us know how that works out, Krista.
No
Okay.
problem.
It's a whole lot more fun than work, but I need to get back to work.
Oh,
It was great seeing all you
Scotty,
guys.
come on.
Somebody's gonna make a living.
It's a
out of it.
Friday afternoon, and you got
It's 5
Candace
o'clock.
and your wife. I mean,
Not
really?
here.
It's 2 here.
All right.
I was
Good to
looking
see
sneak
you.
out for a minute.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Good to see all you guys too.
So,
Okay.
so Ron Caps. Ron Caps.
Yes, sir.
Tell me the truth. You really do like the 4 wide? Let's talk.
Yeah,
Let's talk
I
honestly.
Yeah,
You do?
I wouldn't want to do it all the time, but I
Really?
like it a lot. Yeah, I'm sure I'm part ADD, and there's something about that really just triggers all those senses. And growing up playing video games and things, I loved it from the beginning. I love that there's all that going on. There's the favorite thing for me, even watching them from afar, is the crew chiefs and the crew members and the crew chief dance, where they've all got to get in sync, when to start it, let the other guy know that when their hands are up, and to watch it from a fan, to watch everybody do their burnouts and back up and roll forward, and then watch these guys check and turn around almost in unison. These crew chiefs to do everything completely different, and yet almost end up on the same exact moment for us all to roll up and stage. And you haven't done it yet in a funny car, or have you?
Oh yeah, I've done it. I did the first.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did the first 2 back when I was driving for Jim Dunn, 2009 or 2009 and 10 or 10 and 11. And then I did it driving the Brooks funny car one year. Yeah, I've done it a few times, and I did it in Vegas, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So
Yeah, I haven't seen smiles on faces like I've seen
personally,
to talk into the track.
I'm like a purist. I'm just a purist. Drag racing is you and the other guy in the other lane, and I just personally don't care for it, because I don't. If the guys in the other 2 lanes, if you're in lane 3 and 4, you don't see the guys in lane 1 and 2. How can you race someone you can't see? That's
part of what makes it cool, though.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
on Sunday we've won rounds there where I didn't know what was going on there, and I was in trouble, and I pedaled it, holes out, get it to the other end, whatever it takes. I even barely hit the wall the one time, Tobe. Remember that?
Yeah.
And it knocked us out, because you just don't know what's going on over there. And I love that part. I love the just not knowing what's happening, and then screaming on the radio, because none of us know what a constant light is, or a blinking light, or a blinking
you're pissed
tab.
off at everybody, so that sounds like you're having a lot of fun.
And there's been times where you thought you won and you didn't, and then you didn't think you won, and you roll around the corner, and the cameras come over to you, and you're like, wait, and your emotions in that a little amount of time has never been higher. I've never seen so many drivers get out of cars with the smile beaming, because there's just so much going on. We get so used to what we do every week. It's almost monotonous sometimes, because you get in, you do your thing, you get out the other end of the track. And so those 4 wides, they just take it to a different level. So,
Joe, did you do that?
Somebody sent it to me.
I did win one round once, coming in second. I won. I raced. It was the year that Rend and Height got into each other in the right lane, or the left 2 lanes. Remember that?
Yeah.
And I was in the right lane with Hagen, and I came in second. And I was way behind Hagen. I was like, man, well, I got to stay in it. And I ended up winning the round, came in second.
Joe can speak to this. Paul brought up an interesting point where he said, how can you race a guy that you can't see? So when it comes to Charlotte, Joe, the question is, how can you announce a drag race that you can't see?
Alan Reinhart texted me on Sunday, like, hey, did you ever think you'd miss the broadcast booth at Charlotte? And it's like, everybody knows the tower at Charlotte because it's iconic. But imagine like the lower left, least visible position in the tower. Like, just imagine the least best place to see the track. That's where we are, because there's so many. Look at Tobler. Look at the man.
Oh boy.
Look at the guy.
Ellen.
We're good. We're up to here. We're still up to here. We're
Hey,
good.
I've seen you tilt that bottle at least 5 times since I've been on here.
This guy's a
Small. You know how we do, Paul. We're small pours.
Where's Ellen? She needs the.
But where's the chicken? Where's the chicken aerator? Where's the chicken aerator?
Chicken.
The rooster aerator.
Rooster.
I had an aerator, the Stag I have here at the house, and we've had a couple of bottles of wine over all this. So I want to get the Stag, but apparently the last bottle of wine we had, the rubber stopper stayed in the bottle.
Oh, wow.
So it's gone. The Stag is gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. It's a bummer. But, regarding Charlotte, I miss being there.
Yeah.
When they built the place, like all the best of the best, like suites and everything, it's like it goes to the suite holders, and the announcing part of it, 4 wide, 2 wide, it's not so terrible. 4 wide, it's impossible because lane 4 is literally far. It's a couple, it's 100 feet, and it's more than 100 feet. It's far, and but you do your best. You do your best with what you've got. And Brian, you're right next door with television, so it's challenging. You guys have got.
It's the greatest first world problem of all time.
Right.
My announcer booth doesn't have a great view. Like, how crummy is my job? No, it's just it is funny. Like Joe said, this is. Right. This is the ultimate spend of all tracks and everything. And every single person in the place has got the best amenities and everything's paved and the seats are cool and they got these big screens. And then we're in the announcing area, we might as well be doing this from home.
All right. So here's
you can't see it.
Here's what I'm going to do. We have another guest.
Hey,
and
Joe, hold on. I got to take off. I got to get on that.
You
that
sure
race.
you don't want to share a little time with this next guest?
Okay. Yeah. I got a few minutes.
I'm going to get myself out. Next guest, then I'll bust you out and I'll jump back in. Okay, so I'm out.
Mama K.
Mama K.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Mama K.
I've been missing you, and I got this toddy ready, and it's awful doggone early.
Cheers, Kay.
What's up, Mama?
I can't hear you there. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You can't hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Turn your volume up.
I got it up.
Okay.
Okay, now I can hear you guys.
Can you hear us now?
Ron, I see you talking, but I can't hear you.
Oh, well, I would tell Billy happy belated birthday.
He says happy birthday.
Maybe I moved. Happy birthday. Wasn't that an awesome gift?
Looked like it.
That truck is spectacular. Yeah, that truck, unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's hard to surprise him sometimes, but guys, we can't get back to racing. How about you guys?
Yeah, I think we're all ready. More than ready. We're just waiting for.
I have a cocktail in hand.
There you go.
Let me guess.
Do you have a cocktail?
Is it Stoli's? Is it Stoli Elite? Ask Mama K if it's Stoli Elite.
Mama K, Tobler's wondering if it's Stoli Elite.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes, cheers to all you guys.
All right, I got
okay,
run.
Loans.
What
all
you
right.
been doing?
All right, Caps. Good luck.
Yeah. I'll see you, Mama K.
Back out.
Hold on. Caps.
Thank you very much to
All
Ron.
right, relay to Mama K.
Spending time. Mama K, hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Joe?
Oh, you can't hear Tobler, but you can hear Brian Loans. That's bizarre, but neat.
I can't hear Tobe. I can see his mouth going, but I can't hear him.
I'll relay everything that he says to you. Okay, Tobler, do you have a question for Mama K?
I do. Steve is getting married.
He wants to know exactly what the setup is in your clutch system. Now, he wants to know if Steve's getting married, Mama K. He wants to know if Steve is getting married. Like, what's up with that?
We're getting married this coming, let's see, a week from tomorrow.
Wow.
Wow.
I think a lot of people are over social distancing. I have 140 says they're going to be here.
Okay, good for you.
There it is.
That's awesome. I think we're all over it. I
Doing
think we
lots
should.
of yard work. The backyard looks awesome. Lots of Stoli Elite in the bar waiting to be had.
Hi, Mama.
Hello.
Can you hear her?
Everybody
hear
but
me.
Everybody but me.
Mama
Joe.
K can hear everybody but you. I can hear you. Loan can hear
It's
you.
all right.
You can hear
It's all right.
I can't hear you.
You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Yes. We'll relay. This is
Tobe, I can't believe I can't hear you. You're the most special person that I can see.
She said
Well,
you know.
the whole deal.
Ouch.
Well, no, listen, I'm going to remove Tobler from the deal and then bring him back, and maybe Mama K can hear him. Try now, Tobler.
Mama K, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. I can hear you now.
Oh, there.
Okay.
That's the secret.
Oh, wait, Mama K. No,
Hey.
Ellen's sneaking in.
Who that? Who
Ellen, look, who's that? She's worried about that wine being gone. Loans.
Look at that.
How are you?
How are you?
How am I?
She's asking how you are.
Right.
She can't see you. Right here. There you go. Say hi to
I seen
Suze,
her.
Hi, everybody.
Paul, and everybody.
I got
Hey.
a COVID hat on.
Hey, Ellen.
Okay. All right. She's got that wine.
Yep. She knew you were going to finish that bottle.
I know. That's what she was worried
You
about.
could see the anxiety, like with
She had to bust in here, Joe.
She's assertive. I appreciate that. Mama K, you are a back-to-back Top Fuel World Champion owner, and you spent a fair amount of time at Wine Night with Rahn Tobler. What is that situation like after a tough day of qualifying to go in there and hang out with Tobe?
Oh, I send them the mojo.
She
You know,
does.
we do the mojo rub, but drag racing, we've met the most best friends at drag races. And you just have to leave the rest of it on the track.
Yep.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's definitely an interesting situation in there as the rotation of people come through. You mentioned earlier about setting a record here, Ron. Definitely not. I know how many people I requested. It just seems that way. But look at Susie. She's going through that bottle of Camus now that Scotty's gone.
Hey, did you see that? Did you see the aerator that she has?
I got a
aerator.
Oh, Paul knows. Yeah, Paul
rubber
knows.
aerator.
Yeah. See?
Look at that. Yeah, that's a cool one. I like that.
Have one for me.
You got it, baby.
Yeah.
You are not a wine drinker, Mama K. You are a Stoli Elite. You put me onto it. For the vodka drinkers out there, I'm a Tito's guy, and you're like, listen, man, try this. And I was like, okay. And it's the real deal. How'd you get onto that?
I don't know. Hey, but I have another one for you to try. If you love Tito's, try Big Machine.
Well, Big Machine is good. I've had
Big Machine, yeah.
Yeah.
They have they are connected to racing a little bit too. They did some things at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Did some things I think with us, like around. They were out with us, so that's cool stuff.
Really nice.
Wait, is that some sort of weird code breaking news for us? Should I have read into that?
Ooh.
I don't think so.
All right.
But when you say Mama K's
one
not
sponsor,
wishful thinking.
when you say Mama K's not a wine drinker, she brings over to us these great bottles of Heights with the serial numbers on them. And there has been a time I had dinner with Mama K in Dallas a couple of years ago, and we drank some Heights there. So she will occasionally break away and have a good quality glass of wine, right?
I like wine. Wine doesn't like me. Does that make sense?
It does. Yes, it does.
Oh, what do you mean? No, I need to know a little more. Like, it disagrees with you. Some people get a headache. Some people get a hangover, don't feel well, just don't react to it. What are we talking about a little more specifically?
All of the above plus a little weight gain.
Oh.
The older you get, it's harder to get that off. And you drink a bottle of wine every night. It's easy to put about 5 pounds on. I'm just telling you guys,
Yeah, you know what, Joe? Like she may break 100. If she...
No. I mean, you
Come
guys
on.
know the older we get, the harder it is sometimes.
Yes. No, but both are true. Mama K is amazing in that you're talking like that, but that's not what the reality is. But at the same time, it is true. The older you get, the tougher it is.
It is reality, Joe. When
Wow.
you have to hit that treadmill every morning, 30 minutes, that's pretty dang tough. You'll say, okay, wine, vodka. I think I'll do vodka.
Hey, kids, I got to bail out of here. It's been great seeing everybody. Thank you all.
Bye,
Thank you.
Brian.
Thanks
See you,
for
Good to
Brian.
see ya.
Good weekend, guys.
You can watch. You can
Great
watch
to
Miss you,
Brian
buddy.
Loans on Fox Sports. Check him out.
Wow.
Brian Loans. There it is. Brian Loans bouncing out of here. And so, who is going to get put back into the stream? It's going to be Krista Baldwin is back. This is
Hi, Krista.
Hey, Chris, did you get anything done in the last 10 minutes?
Yes.
I tweeted you, Paul. Calm down.
Oh, okay.
She wrote a press release for FBI torque converters.
Yeah, probably.
It's good.
Yeah. We got a fair amount of people.
Just like what? It's like a real wine night. Everybody bounces in, bounces back, bounces out.
Thank you so much for saying that, because that was my goal with the whole deal. I wanted it to just be like this experience. JC and Sticky, they were in and out. Right. Well, we don't have the music. That is the only downside. I can only give little tiny little hints of little bits of songs because I'm scared,
Woke up quick at about noon, just
Compton soon. About my friends.
And there it is. That's
We got it. We got this, Krista. You know that.
Oh my gosh.
That's it. You had.
I think I missed this more than probably anything. I'm not gonna lie.
You're right, Suze. You're
I
right.
agree.
So do I.
agree.
So do
Well,
I.
drag racing is all about the people. That's what it's
All
all
right, guys,
about.
I'm out. I have yard work to finish.
What are you going to do? Okay, tell us what it is, though, before you go.
She's got a wedding to get ready for.
Yeah. No,
I got guys out there washing windows and planting flowers. I've got to go make sure.
Yes.
It's-
Yes.
All right.
All
Crack
right.
that whip, Mama Kay.
Thank you.
I
seeing you.
appreciate y'all having me. I love you guys. I hope to see you real soon.
Bye,
Can't
Mama.
wait to see you guys.
Thank you. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
So there goes Mama Kay. And there it is. Mama Kay. People, I was thinking about this. Maybe people don't realize she has assembled a back-to-back world championship top fuel team. That's not easy. And she handles that. I don't know if the fans think, Mama Kay, she's not involved. She's on everything.
She is.
Yeah.
That's her team. That's her team.
Yep.
And so I'm thrilled that she came in, and she is a wine night regular.
She is.
Yeah. Looking forward to the next wine night. I tell you what, are we going to be able to even race the next day?
Yes, the answer is yes.
Paul, if you need any help, I have my fire suit ready to go. Just saying.
Yeah. I think
So DSR back to work next week. I understand.
Paul, the whole thing with the governor has been going on this afternoon, and I haven't really been able to see it. I think someone mentioned earlier today that we're still on lockdown till May 11th. So from what I know right now, no.
Oh, okay.
But
I thought
I'm
I
not
saw
sure.
an email from Mike Lewis who went around saying how, all the teams are going to come in and out and when they can come in and, that they're going to have to wear a mask and with temperature and all that stuff to get back to work.
Yeah, that was for DSM and anybody that's still at DSR that's still coming in. But as far as the state of Indiana opening up today, I don't really know yet.
Are you in
Because I've been
Indiana or are
hearing-
you in Long Beach? Or
No,
in Huntington?
No, I'm in Indiana.
Yeah.
All right, Krista, you're about to bounce out.
I am. Thanks, guys. It was a lot of fun.
Krista, you
See you
want
guys later.
Krista, you have anything?
Krista.
Any social media you want to tell everybody about while we have you?
Obviously, you should all go follow Paul Lee Racing. Yeah, just saying.
We've
And
tried
the Cloud and
Paul Lee
FBI. Just saying.
That's why
It was a lot of fun. Thanks, guys.
All right,
Yeah.
bye, Krista.
See you, Krista.
See ya.
The Greek
Krista does a great job.
weighing
She does
in.
a great job.
Wow.
That is
Okay,
awesome.
Joe. So let me say one thing. First
Yes.
of all,
Yeah, we're winding down.
you've been a most gracious host to exclude yourself to include the other people on your 6
Absolutely.
screen limit.
Of course.
And before we go, whenever that is, and I'm not rushing anybody,
Yeah, no.
but if you have a picture of a common friend of ours
Yeah, no. Well, I'm texting
that we haven't been able to post yet.
I'm texting that common friend right now, trying
Okay.
for that common friend to be the big finish of the show.
Right.
You know who the common friend is.
I
Common
know who the common friend is.
Common
But
friend.
even if he doesn't get on, we got to post a picture.
Okay. Well, let's stall for a few moments because we got Paul Lee and we got Susie Polachek. They can
We
kill.
do.
And I will pressure the common friend as best as I can. And if the common friend joins us, that will be great. And if not, we're showing the picture.
Okay.
Like it? Do you like it?
I do.
I like it. Okay.
I'm usually the last one to leave wine night, so I gotta stay till it's over.
This is about the time we're taking selfies, Suze.
Right, it is. I could take one.
Sean said to Paul Lee, "Thank you for what you're doing for the junior racers and the FTI farm team." That's good.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. We have a whole farm team of junior dragster racers, and that we sponsor, and we just help them, get to the next level in drag racing. We love to support the kids, because that's what that program's all about. When I was young, and Tobe, he knows, we didn't have junior drag racing back then.
No.
So we couldn't drag race until we were old enough to steal our mom's car. That's what I did.
Well,
But,
I had to jump into a top fuel car when I had never staged a car on a drag strip in my life.
That is a great story. Ron, tell that story, because I don't think everybody knows that you've got a license and that you've been down the track and all of that. So
that I didn't know. I'd like to hear this.
Well, Stevens and Venables. Okay, so you saw the pictures early on of the front engine car and the rear engine car. So the car that they had after that one was a front engine car called Quicksilver. And at the time, in 74, 75, 76, I thought I wanted to be a driver. So they let me jump into this thing. And I never staged a car on a drag strip in my life, Paul. And I jumped into a top fuel car, right? Now, this is in the days when you push
And how old were you?
75, I would have been 20 years old.
Okay.
Okay. And the guy who drove it, and those, like in that picture right there, I probably weighed 100 pounds. The guy who drove it weighed 200 pounds. So I had a pillow behind me. I put blocks on the pedals. I did all these things. And this is in the days of push start. So you had to push down the racetrack, jockey back and forth 15 times, push back down the racetrack, start the car, jockey back and forth 15 times to be pointed in the right direction. And I was fortunate over a couple of years span to make 6 runs in a top fuel car and get my top fuel license.
A front engine car?
No, rear engine.
Oh, rear engine. Okay.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Guess
Wow,
what?
that's pretty cool.
Tobler, guess
Oh,
we got
you
the
guilted
yes,
him
sir.
into it.
Are we ready? Okay, so everybody out there watching on WFO's page and YouTube and everything, this is the big finish. Okay, so if you're home drinking with us, Paul Lee and Suze, and we could go forever and ever, but shows eventually have to end. This is the grand finale of Wine Night. Joining us now, Mr. Galvin.
Hey, Galvin,
Yo.
what's up, buddy?
What's up,
Is that
guys?
Nick back there?
Nick
Is
back
that Nick?
there.
Hey,
back
Nick.
there.
Back there all gangsta. Whoa, wait a minute.
Oh,
Wait a
no,
minute.
we got
Oh, holy
Oh, he got
shit.
excited.
Oh,
What's up,
Oh, he
guys?
got excited.
Humanity.
Wait,
Galvin
wait.
comes on at all
I'm back.
times.
Okay, I'm back. Holy shit. Okay,
Yeah, you're
sorry.
profanity.
Excited.
Come
Oh,
on, folks.
Had you
Now-
on my iPad, couldn't figure
you
out
beat
how
that
to
out?
get the sound on into the camera, so here I am.
Seriously,
Oh, Nick.
Galvin,
Oh,
the IT guy?
Yes.
I'm not the IT guy. Hey, you're talking Dickie and JC are the
And
IT.
how did they do?
They didn't.
about
They
the same.
didn't. Please stop making it work, okay?
Okay. All right.
What's happening? Great
Is
show.
that Nick behind you?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Nick, what's up, buddy?
Good, how you doing?
Hi, Nick.
Nick.
Hi, Ron.
Nick works for Coletta.
So that article that was on Competition Plus, Pat, about you and Couch, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
I kept it straight. I didn't put any stories in there. I told Bobby the next time I'll put the real stories in there.
That's one of my favorite
Real
pictures.
stories.
One of my favorite pictures is you guys in the winter circle in '78 at Indy, and you actually have a smile on your face.
You know, it was a big day. It was a big day. I got a pic here of Tobe
Here we go.
right
I
there.
can't
Oh,
wait.
boy.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, look at
Is
that.
that an
Little
Indy?
history there, Tobe. Back
Is that an
Awesome.
Indy?
Tobler,
Yeah.
do you have any pics
Yes,
of
sir.
Galvin? You got any pics of Galvin? He's showing pics of you.
Well, I mean, we may have a pic in the archives,
Let's see.
Joe.
Let's see.
So,
Bang.
oh, yeah, there it is, right
Wow.
there, Galvin. Huh?
I was
Perfect
young
for
once,
wine
you're
night.
saying. Were those card days, Tobe?
But you know what? You know what, Joe? When I gave my top 5,
Yes.
That Sunday at Ontario Motor Speedway, you know who was there? Pat.
This guy.
Yeah,
Aw.
that guy. Yeah.
Well,
I won't go into what happened after that, but I will just say that that's how long Pat has been a friend of mine.
Was that picture from
Let me just
1980?
say,
No,
Toad
that
really
that
effed
picture.
it up that day.
What?
You effed it up that day, the post party.
I did. All right,
He
well,
doesn't
we go
remember.
there, Pat. No, this
He
was
doesn't
not
remember.
the post party. Okay. But anyway, Pat, lifelong friend. Can't say enough.
Yeah.
Pat,
Long time, Toad. Long time.
You've had a pretty
No.
good career in drag racing, Pat.
Pardon me?
You've had a pretty good career in drag racing, and Rahn Tobler has been around the whole time. Like you guys have been
You know what?
linked.
Been very fortunate.
Well, you guys are world champions together, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It's all surrounding yourself with great people. And I've been as fortunate, I've been more fortunate than probably anyone to have great people. Yeah, no, we've had a great run. Lot of great stories. Many can't be told.
Right. And so Pat always tells me at
Well, the best ones can't be told.
Exactly.
stories. No, that's not true. Pat always says that the stories can be told after everybody dies. And then
Well, that's true.
the stories can be told. Like once everybody else dies, then I can tell the story. So Pat, we're very invested in your health. Number one, we
Right.
want you to be healthy. But
Right.
you and Tobler, between the two of you, should be able to come up with like one old school road story that doesn't incriminate anybody for this age. Put your heads together.
Pat, go ahead.
You know, I could talk about coming home from Sacramento from the Governor's Cup
Yeah.
with the Mongoose rig.
Right. Who are we going to see?
Who are we going to see in Pasadena?
Yeah.
Tobe, who was that we were going to see in Pasadena?
Thin Lizzy.
Thin Lizzy.
Really? Thin Lizzy. Wow.
Trailer was to have been serviced.
The boys are back in
the
town.
week prior. We're driving down the highway, and let's just say the trailer was not serviced. The bolt comes out, goes through the side of the tire.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm livid.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I'm
Really?
livid.
We've made it an hour and 45 minutes. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
You know what? Somebody's got to break the ice. You guys couldn't.
Tobler broke the ice.
I'm livid, and Tobe's mad at me that we're not just fixing it so we can get to the concert. He was right. I was wrong.
Yeah.
Larry Board, Tobe, and myself, and had great seats, saw a great show.
Yeah.
Phil was still alive singing for Thin Lizzy.
Yeah.
But there's so many stories, so many concert stories. Here, Tobe, I got one for you. First time you saw Styx, cars open for him at the Forum.
Yeah.
Who didn't make it out of the truck to see the concert?
Uh-oh.
Wow. You know what, Pat? I don't think I can answer that. I mean, I could go down the list of people, but I'm still
Johnny
not think I
Couch.
could answer. Oh,
Johnny
seriously?
Couch didn't get
You know,
out
I
of the
love
truck.
the story today, Pat, when I was reading. You know, when I'm doing certain things is when I do all my reading. I'll let you take it from there. But I read your story today about the Sonoma match race thing with us.
Right.
Yeah. And you wearing underwear, which was a good thing. Oh, no, you weren't wearing underwear.
You
That
weren't.
was the
Oh,
thing.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your point is?
I'm not going to go beyond that, Pat.
Hey, you know what? You're thinking of somebody who cares. Because I'm not.
Oh, God.
And you know that better than anybody.
I do.
Yeah. No, the Styx night couch never got out of the truck.
Which Styx night? I mean, how many Styx nights did we have?
Well, so first off,
Pat.
we found like 17 times in
Right.
82, I think.
Right.
No, this was in the 70s. This is the
Right.
first time we saw him.
Right. Before we even knew him.
Yeah, exactly. And cars open for him. And Donnie may or may not have been overserved on the way there.
Okay.
And may have had a friend with him. And I mean, this is 40 something years ago.
Right.
And never got out of the truck, never went in.
Yeah.
Fact.
Yeah.
Big mistake. You go to
Not
see
like
Styx
not
and
like
cars.
Donnie.
Yeah. But see, to me though, and this is this is where I get a little bummed out because you guys got to live this like rock star life, like going on the tour, touring from town to town, going to these amazing places, being welcomed like rock stars.
Yeah.
Snake
Yeah.
and Mongoose and Shirley and Galvin. Like that was something we don't really understand. When we go to a race, it's cool to be a part of drag racing, but I don't want to say we're anonymous. We're not, but it's a niche. You guys were rock stars. Like there were groupies.
Oh, we had a good.
There were.
We've heard there were.
Right.
We've heard there were.
That's of course.
I went to church in those
In
days. So
theory.
that part I can tell you about.
Oh, back in those days. Okay.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like we would be all at Ed Pink Racing Engines, okay? And even if Pat and I weren't racing or McCune wasn't racing, Shirley wasn't racing, we go out there with the Blue Max. And we'd hang out with Waterbed Fred and Dale Emery and Beetle and Dee. And we just hang out, you know? And I think one of the best times that I had was at Orange County when we were out there with Emery. And this kid came by and snatched a hat off of Dale Emery, okay? And Emery chased this kid down. And I mean, that's one of my favorite all-time stories, you know?
But he slipped in the gravel.
Yeah, and he did. He slipped in the gravel and went down, but he got back up and kept going, you know?
But Snoz got him.
Snoz got him in the end, yeah. So, I mean, all those kind of things, Paul, you know, 64 funny cars at Orange County.
Yeah, see, that's something I was born too late, and I grew up in New Jersey. So I used to see all you guys when you guys would come to ATCO in Englishtown.
Yeah.
That's when I would, and Maple Grove to a lesser extent, but every year at Englishtown is when I used to see you guys come into town. And that was the best day of the year for me, is when I got to see all you guys from the West Coast come to Englishtown and sometimes when you did match races at ATCO Dragway. I know Pat, I know you did with McEwen, but
Hilton at that exit, yeah.
I always tell that. I always tell Couch and Galvin, man, you guys. How many times did I tell you this, Pat? You guys are like so lucky that you got to race with Prudhomme and McEwen and all the people that you raced with.
Lucky isn't even the word for it.
No, so what year were you guys champions when you were on the same team? Was that 1980?
82.
82. Okay.
Yeah, but he was still part of our team, even in 80. He was still part of our team. He was still part of our family.
Yeah. When at the World Finals at Ontario, what year was that?
80.
That was 80. Okay. Yeah. And who were you? What team were you on, Galvin, in 80? Were you on McEwen's team?
80, no, 80. I was just finishing with McEwen, I think.
Okay. So you guys lost in the final, I think, in that race?
We lost in the final in a
couple years earlier.
The final 78 to the Max.
Right.
Oh, I got you. All right.
Yeah, it's when we first learned that if you backed it down too much, it went quicker when it cooled down.
So Ontario, what did you guys think about Ontario Motor Speedway? I'd never been there either. I'd never been to Orange County. Never been to Ontario.
Just very spread out. And in the very beginning, it was similar to how Indy was back in the old days, where they'd do burnouts. It seemed like a half a mile from the starting line. And on Ontario, they would do burnouts around the turn.
So was it a decent place to race, Ron?
Oh, yeah. No, it was a really good place to race. And I mean, just a spectacle. It's like the Indy 500. You know, I mean, it's 2.5 mile oval. It was much the same as our track as IMS is here. And to be able to go in and drag race with that, I mean, it really didn't get any better. And to, to do what we, pardon me?
Before its time, like it was built too soon before motorsports got big enough to sustain it. It was great.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it was very sad when it closed down, and it's now, I think, just warehouses.
It is. It is.
How about Orange County? Did you ever, when you guys are around, on the 5 freeway down there, do you still feel about Orange County? Is like that's where it is, and
I
do. Still get those good feelings? Because I know when I go back to New Jersey, Englishtown is my Orange County. That's where I grew up going to, and now that that's closed, it's kind of a bummer for me as well.
Yeah.
No, we have a lot of Orange County stories. No, I was, when I was a kid, we raced 3-4 times a week on the West Coast when I was really young. And, we run Irwindale Lions, Orange County, Irwindale Lions, Carlsbad, Irwindale Lions, San Fernando, or Ventura. So, no, we had a lot of tracks, and we ran a lot when I was as a kid.
I always said if I ever got to go in a time machine, and this is honest to God, I'm not just saying that because we're talking about Orange County, but growing up in New Jersey, and I always read the magazines, Super Stock and Drag Illustrated, and about the big 64 car funny car shows where you line them up on the track.
Stardom.
That's what I would like to go back in time to go to one of those. Manufacturers meet, I think they call it.
Yeah.
Manufacturers meet. No, there are so many stories from back in those days. Here, I'll tell you one. Orange County race. It wasn't a manufacturer's race, but it was a race at the beginning of December. Very foggy. Donor is egging on Beetle and John Lombardo. Mongoose said no. Snake said no. And once again, very foggy. And Donor's had way too much to drink, and he's throwing stupid numbers out there when he pays somebody to make a run. Unbeknownst to anybody, Lombardo went down, put fuel in his car, drove around, and we're in the tower. Once again, everybody's drinking, and we look out there, and all of a sudden you hear a car start, and you can't see the car. And you just see header flames through the fog. And it was Lombardo. It was Lombardo. Did a burnout, backed up, made his run into the fog, shut it off. He didn't run it all the way down the track, but he ran it. Towed it back, come back to the tower, and told Donor, I want my effing money. Donor, I was joking. Nobody's crazy enough to do that. He goes, well, apparently I was.
Wait a minute, Galvin, is that a Lakers hat you're wearing?
2010, Tobe.
Okay.
World champion. Kobe's last year of winning a championship.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. Now, are you guys ever make it to Miami Hollywood Speedway, the opposite as far as you can get from where you guys were from? As coasters, did you ever make it to Miami Hollywood?
I did.
You did.
Yeah, I did
well,
too.
Back in the day, they had what was called the turkey trot thing. So you could go down there and you'd run Gainesville, Lakeland, and Miami Hollywood.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
And I did that with Dickie's dad's car in probably 72 or 73. And we used to stay at Garlitz's shop and actually put a application in to go to work for Don Garlitz.
How much did he charge you to use the shop?
I don't remember how much he charged us to use his shop. Sonny. Galvin, you see Sonny?
What's up, Pat?
What's up, Sonny?
I had some computer issues.
I thought you were a tech guy.
No, he is a tech. That's what I said.
Right.
I was like Mama Kay. All I could hear was Joe.
That's the bummer. Susie, I'm going to put you in the green room for a second and make it
okay, buddy.
All crew chief corner. Thank you so much. And look at this. Bang. Look at that. Brain trust.
Oh, we're back.
Hey, what's up, JC?
JC.
Because
I went
to
to a taco truck.
Paul Lee with the job, and I should, you know what? I don't deserve to be here.
JC, what's up?
JC had IT issues too.
Oh, yeah. The two smartest guys had IT
I don't
issues.
feel so bad then.
Are you in your garage?
Yeah, I'm in my shop.
Okay.
So Ron, the Venables car that you drove, was that Dickie's family car?
It was Dickie's dad's car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And how old were you? Were you guys the same age?
No, we're about 10 years apart.
Okay.
So when I drove and I was 20 years old, 21 years old, he was...
Is that Dickie in the background there?
It is Dickie in the background, yes. And I'll tell you what, Paul, if it wouldn't have been for Dickie Venables, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at right now. Because when Cruz wanted to hire me, and I said, Cruz, I have no clue about funny cars. Dickie was Cruz's teammate on Tony's car. And Dickie told me, you come in, I'll help you with this. And he did. And so I really feel that everything that I've done as a funny car crew chief directly goes back to Dickie.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
but that's
I knew just by his work ethic that once he got into it, he would do just fine and beat us all.
Yeah. And then we have JC, the silent assassin in the background.
Yeah.
Huh?
The last race winner.
Yeah, that's what I said, Sonny.
Yes.
It's your 5-disc.
Yeah.
Hey, the 5-disc club. Hey. Oh no,
You
Dick
guys
is not.
started talking about 5-disc. That's when all my problems started with sound and.
Pat, what do you feel about the 5-disc? You got 3 5-disc guys on here right now.
I think that a 6-disc takes a man.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sonny, how'd they do?
Good, great as always.
There it is. There's a shirt.
Okay, well, listen, I'm out of here, guys. It's great to see you. Have a great weekend. Love you all. Thanks, Joe.
Miss you guys.
I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes. Sounds good.
Nick.
Okay, guys. I'll talk to you. Bye.
Throwing it up,
See you, Nick. See you, Pat.
Right.
Where's Joe? Where's our host?
I'm here. I'll let
There he
JC, you take the phone
Joe,
out.
is this like a record
How so?
for length of time?
No, we're done. We're like time to wrap up now.
I know, but is it a record?
What do you mean? Is there a record for like the
2
longest
hours.
ever? Yeah, 1 hour, 56 minutes, and 15 seconds. Yeah, close.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
You have on.
This has been absolutely epic.
And we had a lot of people, Sonny.
Yeah, well,
a lot.
Tobler, are you happy? Do you feel like this was worth your time?
We could keep going for another couple hours, Joe.
Another couple bottles, you mean, or hours?
Yeah, I may have to have Ellen open me up another bottle, but no, it's been, it's been a great time. And like I said earlier, you've been a great host to remove yourself out so other people can get in. And, aside from shooting my best 9-hole round ever today.
Yeah, history. This is a
That's awesome.
Huh?
It's a historic day.
This is the one of the best days I've had in a long time. Thank you.
People don't realize that golf is really challenging and really hard, and people don't play. To do what you did today.
Wow.
Who knows?
I
Who
know.
knows? Your best 9-hole thing, and you cut it short from 18 to do this show, and everybody needs to know. All right, what we're going to do, though, is all good things have to end at some point, and now is the time. So we're going to get a final thought from everyone, starting out with Paul Lee. Paul, you're going to be the first to, Tobler obviously has put together this amazing career and is helping you at this point, and your career, I think, is going to be amazing from whenever we start to whenever you decide to finish. So,
Well, I'm just looking forward to getting back like everybody else is. We're just looking, for some governors out there that have some let's say balls that let us out there and go out there and race. It's the tracks that we can go race. Let's go race. And the drag racing is about people, and I can't wait to see all you guys.
simple as that. Paul, thank you for joining us. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Thank you, guys. Good to see you guys.
All right, Paul Lee. Well, I should need a sound effect to blast him out. Next is going to be Susie. Susie, you guys, you're a wine night regular. You're
This is
wine
so
night.
awesome. This is awesome. I have missed you guys so much. It's been way too long. This is killing me to even be stuck at home. This is probably the most interaction I've had because I'm stuck at home with a 5-year-old most days. So this is awesome. I miss you guys like crazy, and I can't wait to get back and see everybody and actually give you a hug because that's what I need.
And she wins best wine, right, Tobe? Like, is that it? Since
That's
Cal-
right. Did I win?
Thumbs up.
You win?
2 thumbs up.
Oh yeah.
Right
I
in
brought
the camera. Susie, right
I
in the
brought that one. I brought that one too.
What is that?
What is that? Where'd you get that? What is that? Yeah, no, what it is. What was the significance of acquiring that?
Can you see it?
Yeah.
That's the one I wanted at Nitro Nights for the Eric Medlin Nitro Nights last year.
Nice.
Wow.
Very nice.
But I did this one. I didn't drink too much, so I'm
Can't
good.
beat that.
It's only 3 o'clock here. I still got a lot to do.
Hey, what time does Scotty get home?
6.
Oh, well, you can finish that before he gets home.
Oh, easy.
Okay.
If nothing else, empty it into something else and leave the bottle empty so that it feels like you drank it all. Susie,
I
thank
got
you.
another one. I got another one that looks just like that. I'll open it up and pretend like I only have one glass.
There you
I'm
go.
a pro.
All right, Susie, thank you.
All right. I love you guys. Talk to you later.
Here you go,
Bye-bye.
Susie Polachek. All right, JC, you're next. In that, like you work with this guy on a regular basis. You guys were on the same team. Where's that picture? I had to find. He shared this fantastic photo with me.
I don't know if JC saw that earlier.
Yeah.
There it is, JC. Remember that?
There it is. You guys, Beckman's got like, what is that, Goofy?
I think it's, yeah. Well, Beckman's wearing the stupid hat, but I think that was a 4-wide, right, John?
Yeah, I don't think JC can hear us all of a sudden.
No, here's our IT guy here.
You're breaking up like crazy.
We're breaking up like crazy. We're breaking up. Let me remove him and bring back.
Sounded good.
There it is. JC, comments on the photograph. Yeah, no, he can't hear us. So, thank you very
You
much.
want me to ask him? JC,
Private,
can you
by
hear
the way.
me?
And that's it. Center yourself, Tobler. Center
All
yourself.
right. Sorry.
Center yourself. All right, now
There you
you
go.
two. You guys have known each other since you were little boys. Very few people have that situation where they get to remain friends with the people that they were friends with when they were like young, before they realized like life was hard and all that stuff. And both of you have been able to make your living doing something that you absolutely loved. And here you are, not quite old men, not quite, but getting there. Like, that's got to be a special thing. You know, certainly I aspire to. Dickie, your thoughts?
It is, like I said before, you know, it's something that if somebody would have told you it would end up like this and still be going on today, you wouldn't have believed it. But, you know, truthfully, Tobler says that I'm responsible for teaching him funny car, but he's probably, I hold him responsible for allowing me to be able to race at this level. You know, we both hung around my dad's little shop there in Houston, and he happened to have a top fuel car, and, you know, we'd work on it and go to the races on the weekends and stuff. And, you know, I obviously loved it back then. And, but I would have never knew or, you know, would have known how to get into it. You know, he had eventually got a job with Marvin Graham back in the 70s. I don't remember what year, but and it was actually getting a paycheck. You know, he wasn't, none of us were getting paid to work on my dad's stuff, but you know, that was his first deal, and he went on from there. I went to work for Shirley, and, you know, he gave me the opportunity to get into the sport at this level. So, you know, that's what I remember. And, you know, still be able to do it and work on the same team, you know, 40 something years later, it's unreal. You know, it's a lot of fun.
Do you still like the White Sox?
The White Sox, that was my T-ball team. That had nothing to do
with the Chicago.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, no offense.
I was asking that question. Yeah.
Just wanted to know. Dickie, thank you very much for coming on the show, making some time. And
thank you. What a great idea. Appreciate it.
You know what? And everything happens for a reason. I know you had technical difficulties, but it wouldn't have been as special if you didn't fight your way back here at the end. You know, for you guys to be on the last two guests, like, to me, that's it worked out.
Good deal.
All right. And I can't wait to see it on track. That's what I got something for you, by the way. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I have something for you that I'm going to present you when we see each other next. So thank you, Dickie.
Oh, thank you very much. So
Take
are we
care.
able to go back to work Monday, Tobe?
I don't think so, Dickie. From what I'm hearing, it's like May 11th, but we need to watch the news at whatever time and figure it out.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, Dickie. Good race.
See you, man.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
There he goes. Dickie Venables. And here we are. Rahn Tobler. So what do you think? Think it went okay?
Oh my God, Joe, this has been the best 2 hours that I've had in a long time. And, you know, that guy that was there on the screen at the last, him and I, there's no one in this world that I'd rather beat. And he feels the same way about me. But we would do for each other anything that we can at any time. So that goes back a long way with me. And, you know, I'm so thankful to be able to work with him now. And, you know, I want to appreciate you for putting all this together. Obviously, you've done a lot of homework about all this. and it couldn't have gone any better, Joe.
Awesome. That's great. That's great. And everybody passed through that. Everybody that I invited, I've got my sheet here to get our common friend, which I like that nickname for Pat Galvin. But everybody that joined us, Caps, of course, and Dustin and Amanda and Brian and JC and Paul hung out. Megan Meyer was with us.
Krista
was so great. Just everybody that I asked, that I sent the link, they all joined us. And this was like what wine night is. You don't know what's going to happen. You just don't know who's going to show up, who's going to pass by for even a few minutes. And that's what the NHRA drag racing experience is all about. So I want to thank you. I want to thank Alan for tolerating this. And, who knows what's going to happen here, because you've got your whole evening yet to go. But thank you so much for being so kind to me. And on the starting line somewhere, wherever it was, saying, hey, you like wine? You're interested in this? Yeah, I am. And opening my eyes to a great new experience. And it has certainly helped my time, because I've told you, I want to have friends. I want to have people that, it's not just a job. I want to have friends and people that I like out there. And so thank you for that, Ron. You've done a great thing and great career. What can I say, with more to come, by the way?
Well, I mean, I've been very fortunate to be in the situations that I've been in. And this wine night thing is just a continuation of that. And to, like I said earlier, have the camaraderie and the friends, and you saw some of those people here. Doesn't get any better.
Simple as that. Scott says, best show ever. Ron, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Okay, so just so you know, Tobler's Top 5 is the first of several. I want you to do your top 5 wines. I want you to do a couple of different top 5s, because I think you're a character that deserves more attention than just one show. Somewhere down the road, whenever you're ready. Sound good?
Thank you, Joe.
All right. Thank you, Ron. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And there he goes. Rahn Tobler, world champion crew chief 4 times. Really could be 5, but he gives Connie the credit for the first one, as he was on there as a crew member. And there you have it, everybody. WFO Radio. We encourage you to subscribe. This whole thing is an exercise to get you to subscribe to our podcast and listen to this show, like our Facebook page, like us on YouTube, click the bell so you get the notifications that we're going to do the show. And here's the deal. I'm WFO Joe. You can subscribe on SoundCloud to listen to our audio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. And we want you to get on board there. The YouTube channel, it needs help, man. It needs love. It was antiquated and unloved for a long time, but now we're doing these live streams, and so get on YouTube. And the WFO Radio t-shirt is available at nitrofishracing.com. Like, what does it look like? That's what it looks like. And I had one on, but I put on my Don't Be Tobler shirt, which Ron Caps actually made. And I'm going to show you these amazing shirts. Whenever I turn around, it's a challenge, but I'm going to do my best. But what you need to understand is that the photograph that is on the back of this t-shirt was taken and put on. This is the photograph right there, the bottom photo. That photo of Rahn Tobler was taken at Bristol after a victory. He rides the car back after a win, and it ended up on the back of this t-shirt, and it was taken by me and texted to Ron Caps. And next thing you know, it's on a t-shirt, and I have the t-shirt on, and it is amazing. And I've had a good time. Hopefully you've had a good time. You click subscribe. We do this next week. Are we going to live up to this? Yeah, we're going to live up to it. It's going to be even better. We're going to get better and better and better. I want to tell you about Hidden Horsepower, a podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. John Kazi, 9-time Engine Master, is our newest guest. Also, Factory Stock Podcast. That's what I do. This is my business, making podcasts and stuff, trying to survive by talking. It's a challenge. Factory Stock Podcast for Factory Stock Showdown. This is my car. Just want to show you that as my car. And samtech.edu, the next generation of Pat Galvins and Rahn Toblers and John Collins and Dickie Venables. Where are they coming from? Like, where are they going to come from? They're going to get an education at samtech.edu. you. Marvin Rodak is roasting coffee right now. He never stops. He works 24 hours a day. He makes coffee and hot sauce and spice rub, and this is it, the WFO Radio Special Blend. I got to put it over here because everything is backwards on this camera, but that is okay. Marvin Rodak, great guy, Fort Worth, Texas. Roasts coffee fresh per your order. Also does hot sauce and spice rub. When you call him, ask for the habanero endorphin booster, and I challenge you that it is the best hot sauce you've ever had, no doubt. And it is what? 817-924-68, right? 6821, as if I can see any of that stuff with my aged eyes that need reading glasses. FrankHawley.com. Frank Hawley's Drag Racing School. You can go get your alcohol funny car license. You can get your super comp and super gas license. And I think that's great. You can become a champion race car driver. But most of my listeners will want to do the Dragster Adventure, which is you show up with nothing in your regular clothes. They provide everything, and you drive a dragster and maybe even race against each other. FrankHawley.com, the Dragster Adventure. Simple as that. Also, Magic Dry. Scott Palmer, big supporter of WFO Radio, official organic absorbent of the NHRA, made of coconut. It's all natural. It's lightweight. It travels well, meaning you can put it in your vehicle and it doesn't weigh a lot because it's made out of coconut. And it also does a great job. And of course, Total Seal Piston Rings, huge sponsor on WFO Radio, the leader in ring seal technology. If you are a DIY racer, they're going to save you 20% during this critical time. They want to help you finish your project. And you heard everybody talking about how everybody is working on their projects, man. We're going to get back here eventually. Whenever it is, we're going to get back. You should be ready to race. Finish all project, as am I. So that's Total Seal Piston Rings. And we do the podcast Hidden Horsepower, as I told you before. And there you have it. Final thoughts for the WFO Radio commenters out there. Your car, slay, slay, slay. Thank you very much. Purchased brand new, by the way, 1978. Susie, best 2 hours I've had in months. Thank you, Joe. No, thank you. Taylor Capps, Ron Capps' daughter, who is just great. Thank you very much for monitoring and making Ron available and all of that. Kathy, super fun show. LOL Joe, you are the best. That is not true, but I appreciate what you're saying. And there you have it. And every time I come to the end of the show, I always think, I want to say goodbye and I want to appreciate you and I want you all to listen every week and I want you to like our Facebook page and listen to the show, but ultimately I forget to play the music. By Clearside Studios. Yeah, we've had a good week. We had Cruz Pedregon and Alan Brzezinski on just yesterday. Great interviews. That's in the archive. WFO Radio Podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Check it out. When are we going to get back to racing? The answer is as soon as is possible. We've got a great show called Ignition, which is entertainment. You listen to morning shows, you think about Howard Stern, people think about Man Cow, people think about morning shows, entertainment. This is our version. We just do stream of consciousness and a whole lot of fun. Check it out. Just like that. You can click subscribe. Not everybody can watch a show like this. Not everybody can watch. A lot of people are hardworking. But think about Scotty Polachek running a tire store. Well, that guy can listen to a podcast on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify. You can listen just like that. Speaking of Scotty, appreciate him. Here are the people that make it all possible. Oh, one more thing. This is important. I should have done this earlier. WFO Radio stickers. I am willing to send out stickers to you relatively for free. Bam. These are the stickers. All you need to do is send a self-addressed stamped envelope to me so I don't have any busy work. Because that's the worst part. You have to fill out the envelope, self-addressed to you, stamped by you. Typically 2 is what's going to get you the best amount of stickers. Envelope to this address, P.O. Box 848-353, Pembroke Pines, Florida, 33084. And I'll fill it up with stickers and send you, and then you can rock WFO Radio. I want to remind you, you can get a t-shirt at nitrofishracing.com and rep us and help us grow. And there might even be a mask in our future. Thanks to Randy Linship. All right, everybody, that's going to do it. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. What is this? Quadra has already been on. Check the archive. That is going to do it. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thanks to Rahn Tobler, Ron Capps, and everybody on WFO.